passionate intensity. It's a complicated fusion. We are catapulted towards death. The mystique I adore is the beating heart of those who share my life. This is their legacy, in obscene glances, laced in silver.
Holy shit. We're live. We're here in my lovely abode. And we have some beautiful guests on the show tonight. But before I get to these sexy beasts, we're going to hurry and do commercials that I know you all love. Because we have to do this, and because we love our sponsors, and because this is the only reason that we are capable to do this show and shit talk. Which I know the sponsors totally love us talking about. So here we go. Sponsors. We're going to start off. I'll do mine, and I'll get into detail with the other ones. Down the Aisle Vinyl. That is my wife and I. We own a company. It's called Down the Aisle Vinyl. You can go to downtheaislevinyl.com if you don't know how to Google it or spell it. Google it. I said that wrong. I'm a little shit-faced tonight. I'm not going to lie to you because I would never lie to my fans. I went to the SoCo, and Jeff is so proud of me because he has these, what are they? Good and Plenties. Mm. And, I've got this licorice smell going to me. But so here's the deal. Guys, we've got new vinyl decals for nails. Men, if you want to throw it on, have at it. But they're mainly for girls. But I'm not no one to judge. So check it out. They're new. We have, what is it? St. Patrick's. We have Valentine's Day. We have all kinds of other stuff. Even if you are not celebrating holidays, maybe you're what is it? What's the one with the religion that multiple don't celebrate, but it's religion or. Jesus Christ. Jehovah's Witnesses is what I was looking for. They don't celebrate holidays, apparently. And then I found out polygamists don't either, which is really interesting, except for Warren Jeff's birthday. What?
Or birthdays. So a Jehovah's Witness might be like a dream girlfriend setup.
Why? Just because you don't have to pay.
No fucking Christmas presents. Nothing for your birthday. I don't even know when your fucking birthday is.
It's just like, look, I'm respecting you. I'm just respecting you.
No BJ's then.
Do they not believe in those?
I'm sure oral's not moral. Guys, I'm sorry. We're making it dirty. But here's the deal. We are... we're excited that you are listening, and the whole point of it is get some nail decals. Go to downtheaislevinyl.com. We are an Etsy shop, so we are approved by Etsy, whatever that means. And pretty much, we will hook you up. But here's the deal. Because you're a badass listener, my wife made a cool, what do you call it? Promo code. And it is podcast. PODCAST. Lowercase, it may be uppercase. Try them both. Either way, get ready for this, guys. 20% off everything and all.
Whoa!
But you have to buy more than $5. But you will get the promo code, and it is killer. We have some cool decals. If you're girls, again, you can put them on your toes. Jeff wants to chime in here.
I would say, because I'm a solutions guy, and I want to bump the revenue up. If you're just breaking into the thug life game and you're not quite ready for the knuckle tats, guys, get some vinyl for your fingers.
Yeah, that might be
start off with fuck Jews.
Yeah,
on your fingernails.
If that's what you want, send us a combo and we will make it.
I'm not familiar with thug life, but I don't know what they put on the knuckles.
I know a girl that she got written on her. She was going to get thug life written on it, but she got even something I think that was even dumber, but I can't remember what she got on it. Tattoos last forever. I've got a few tattoos. I have a tattoo on my calf that is a Jesus fish, and then under the Jesus fish, which I don't believe in Jesus anymore, under my Jesus fish, it says, even better, Galatians 6:17, which is a scripture that says, I now bear in my body the marks of the Lord Jesus Christ. Get this. Well, I don't believe in him, number one. Number two now is, when people ask me what it says, I just say, Lucifer. I just say, what does it say up there in Hebrew? Lucifer. Yeah, okay. Anyways, be smart about tattoos. I don't know how we got into tattoos and stickers. We did knuckles.
I know, like, there's even some people in this house with some visible ink, like all over the face and neck.
You don't get me.
I've got the weirdest boner right now.
I just don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, the visible tattoos, like all over your face. That's a tough life decision.
I call them targets.
You might as well just get your job resume like tattooed on your neck.
The thing is, that motherfucker. We're talking about Bryce, my buddy, and he makes more money than me.
I love that guy.
Hey, dude, he makes so much fucking money. And the badass part is that at first you would think that, right? And I'm sure he thought about it too. But the thing is, that motherfucker gets more views from girls, more people looking at him, more. Some of them are, I'm sure, are just Mormon people like, Jesus, why would you do that? And he doesn't give a fuck. But he doesn't let it bug him, and he makes more money, at least hourly, than I do. He's a great father, great everything, and it's crazy. But I know what you're saying, dude. You got to commit to it. If you
I'm just saying, boy, he's cool as fuck. He seems really cool. I like the guy. I'm just saying, perception becomes reality with that type of stuff. And later on in life, I don't know what he does for a living right now, but
I can't talk about it. Government. Yeah. I don't know.
No,
I'm just not going to get jobs involved. But you're right. It's an interesting thing, but he's got the fucking personality for it that it just works. So
I'm just too big of a pussy to have a needle jabbed into my temple.
It's not as bad as you think.
Yeah,
it's weird as it is. It's not as bad as you think. It's kind of soothing. It's weird, but I'm weird.
Needle therapy. It's great. But did you see that chick with the tattoo on her face of her boyfriend's name?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, those are horrible. Those Facebook pictures are bad.
And then it's like, now you got Carl or something on your face. I don't want that.
Carl with a K?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Spelling is important.
Well, I saw it. What was it? No regrets, but it spelled like no regrets.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That one's but they like put it like a dot, arrow, regrets.
That was in We're the Millers. Yeah.
Oh, but no, someone has it in real life. I've seen it.
Oh,
that's probably
so
where they got it. Because I've seen it.
Google
it. Here's the deal. Order vinyl from me. No, guys, we have some cool stickers on there for sure. For your house decor, weddings, if you're planning on getting married. But even if not, we have nails. So what you do is you put them on, then you put the gloss over, and they're cool and make your nails look badass, and lots of guys will fuck you more.
Really nice.
I would like to say, too, like the vinyl lettering game is a little saturated. You should go to Christian's site, and it's kind of fresh and new. They've got a lot of like new ideas that I've never, like, you know what I mean? You see a lot of the same
shit. To put me down, Cosmopolitan. We got in Cosmopolitan magazine, which fucking loved it.
Yeah. You see a lot of the same stuff.
We never expected that thing.
So these guys have some original stuff. Plus, they'll custom make anything you want.
We really will. If you want a giant penis going into Betty Boob, we'll do it. You just got if you got the money, we'll do it. Yes. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, use the podcast promo code. It's podcast. That's the word. And you throw that into Etsy or downtheaislevinyl.com, and we will give you a killer deal. By the end of this fucking show, I want one person to order nail decals, and I will give them a shout out by the end of the show, along with whatever you want. You want an Olive Garden? I'll take you Olive Garden. Whatever you want. It only costs you $6, guys.
Also, if you want Olive Garden,
I'm gonna order it now. Right?
We'll just cut it there. All right.
$6 for $11
Fettuccine
meal.
Alfredo. Kiss my ass. We've got another sponsor, Crave Venture. It's my own t-shirt company that I'm trying to boost off. It's kind of this, what do you want to call it? And Sarah, by the way, thank you for fucking buying a t-shirt.
Yeah.
The only sad part is the only way those t-shirts will print, you'll be refunded your money, but I have to sell 20 of them, and we're only, I think, 7 or 9.
No, Christian, it's 50.
No. But for them to actually print, my goal is 50, but they have to reach at least 20 for it to print. And
I got one too.
Did you? I know that. Yeah. You guys are kick ass. Thanks for supporting. But go to it's booster.com/craveventure. CRAVENTURE. It's kind of this whole idea of whatever your crave venture is, whatever your adventure, whatever you like, whatever you love. We support your adventure. Whether your adventure is going out and finding MILFs or that adventure is you going out and hiking a mountain and taking a cool picture for Instagram with a filter, you fucks. And then you hashtag no filter. But we know it was filtered because whatever. But anyways, we know it, guys. So please support us with that. We have to sell 20 for it to do it. They're cool shirts. They're American Apparel. We have lady sizes. We have men's. We have unisex. Whatever you want. Maybe you're a dyke, and we love you too. And I don't care. I love dykes. Dykes are my favorite.
too.
If I could
Me
join a
too.
biker gang, it would be dykes on bikes. That is actually a biker gang, and I would join it. But I'm not a dyke, damn it. Anyway, support that, guys. It's kick-ass. Great cause. I will eventually start to become something cool. And I'm going to send everyone who buys a T-shirt a sticker, which is just our logo and stuff like that.
That was actually my dick.
Um,
I'll tell him about that.
Great Ventures. So there we go. Now, here's 2 serious podcast sponsors that are actually real. I mean, we're real too, but these guys are really, really actually going out of their way to support us, and I think it's so kick-ass. It's so amazing. Start with our first one, our newest and greatest, Your Tea. How I heard about this was actually my wife, and I sent them a Facebook message. My wife bought this stuff called Your Tea. I mean, the company's called Your Tea, but she bought this. They have different types, and she bought Tiny Tea, which is an amazing product because if you go in it will tell you all the things that specific tea and those herbs and things are supposed to do to you.
Correct. And
this one is amazing because it's just, it really tightens your tummy. You detox, you shit a lot more, you get everything out of you, you feel better, your face glows, you feel so much better, and this stuff's amazing. And I want you to follow them on Instagram and purchase some stuff. I mean, they're serious about their business and it's a real deal. Yourtea.com. Please check them out. Please order. I suggest Man Tea. They're out of stock right now, but they are going to be in stock in about 7 weeks. They sent me a special box full of it. Somehow, I guess I had it hiding in the back of the warehouse. And I just want to thank them so much for doing what they're doing and going out of their way to support us. And guys, it's an amazing product. Go check them out. I mean, even if you're having a hard time getting pregnant, they have even fertility tea. They've got awesome, cool stuff. They're all natural herbs.
They missed out on a golden opportunity to call it fertility.
No.
Oh!
That's great.
Yeah.
I think that is what it is.
Oh, shit. I might have fucked him up. Yeah. Sorry, that's my wife trying to chime in.
Nailed it.
Fertility. It's actually probably right. You're probably right. But I don't know. Check it out. Go to yourtea.com and tell me if I'm right or not in our chat. By the way, you can live chat with us. You have to download the app, I think, but maybe not. Download it. Sign in with your Facebook. You can be listening to us live. If you're not listening to us live, sorry guys, I'm chewing on a good and playing. If you're not listening to us live, that's fine too. We love you. You can subscribe to us on iTunes. Please give us a positive review. 1 star, 2 stars, 3, whatever you think we deserve. I'll take it. But please subscribe to us on iTunes if you are not listening live. And if you are, and you have an iPhone, subscribe. Just download the podcast app in your app store and hit us up. And all you have to do is search us. It's Always Sunny in Saratoga. One more thing is Salt City Float Spa, an amazing spa. We are having them on the show. I believe it's February 11th. Jeff, what the fuck are you doing?
We can hear you.
Sorry,
man.
guys. No, February 11th. It's going to be an amazing thing. We're going to have the float owners. Sorry, guys. We're going to have the float owners of Salt City Float Spa on the podcast. They're going to tell us all about floating, sensory deprivation. They are nice enough to come in. They are, I believe they're Mormon, but it doesn't matter. They're beautiful, nice people. They are very, it's going to be good if you're an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you're anything, they will give us you 100% access to the thoughts of getting ready to start a business and doing something and diving something into how to make a business successful. Because these guys are doing it right here in Utah, and it's an amazing thing. And if you've never tried sensory deprivation or a float tank, you guys have got to try it. I know if you go like their Facebook right now, once they hit 1,000 likes, you're going to get everyone that has liked it previous the chance to try it out for $10, which is incredible because usually it's like $60, $70, maybe. I could be wrong. But for, I think, I don't know. I want to say it's going to be an hour. You can try it for $10. An amazing opportunity, guys. You are not going to want to miss it. I'm going probably every other week right now, and it's changing your life. You're relieving stress. It's not only great for you physically because of the Epsom salt and all the great benefits of just fucking being in the tank by yourself and realizing it's hard at first because you realize like you get bored with yourself. Like you'll think you're like, oh, I kind of want to end this. I want to get out because we're so used to technology, iPhones, checking our Instagram, our Twitter, or Facebook messages, or whatever it is, and then you finally have to actually spend 90 minutes by yourself, with yourself, and nobody else. And really, it's your brain because you lose everything. That it's an awesome experience. You have to try it out.
Just so our listeners know, they're at 991 likes right now. Well, actually 992 likes right now.
So you've got to get in right now. If you want to be doing this, everyone, by the end of this podcast, and let them know and write on their, I think you can write on them. If not, message. Just say, I heard about you on It's Always Sunny in Saratoga. If you let them know, maybe they'll cut you a discount. They'll cut you a better deal. I usually do 90 minutes in the tank because that's what it takes for me to kind of get comfortable in the mood, and then I just get out of this universe. It is the craziest experience. I don't want to give you any meaning or tell you that you're going to feel this or you're going to experience that because everyone's going to be different. And definitely your first experience is not going to be the greatest, but it may, everyone's different. But I highly suggest going back a second and a third time because that's when you really start to feel some shit. Thank you so much, Salt City Float Lab. Go to their website. It's Salt City Float. Google it. We've got Ryan here real quick. Just make sure it's saltcityfloat.com. I'm 100% sure because I want to. But guys, go like them on Facebook. Go type in Salt City Float Lab. Like them. Then hurry and message them. Yes, while you're listening to this podcast. And hurry and tell them that you heard about us on the podcast. If so, they'll probably give you maybe a discount or they'll be cool about it or it lets us know that we're doing a good job and someone's listening.
What website is saltcityfloat.com?
Saltcityfloat.com.
Where are they located?
It's Salt Lake City, but I feel like it's not. Like it's not quite downtown.
7050 South Highland Drive.
Yeah. It's not. I feel like it's near Cottonwood Heights-ish. Okay. But I could be 100% wrong. Don't listen to me. Google it, guys. If any of you lack wisdom, ask of Google.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Yeah.
That is God. Google is God.
Don't be evil. I know your company policy.
No, you'll love it, guys. They're an amazing people. You get in the right mindset. They show you a video on how to float, suggestions. Of course, go into it with a mindset. Try to meditate. Try to really get intense into it, and just know that this is your time. And if you get bored with yourself, what does that tell you about yourself? Like if you're just sitting in there and you're like bored with yourself, what does that tell you about yourself and hanging out with others? It's weird. So don't give the other people opportunity like that. So here we go. I think that's it. We're ready to rock and roll. Jeff is now plugging his iPhone. He's listening to every voicemail in his phone. We're ready to rock and roll. Here we go.
Follow me on Twitter.
His Twitter, by the way, is making, and I know funny. Let's just say that. And this guy is hilarious, but you have to be funny to understand it. Like, go through it. What's your Twitter, by the way?
My Twitter is at 5ICK5. So when you read it, it looks like it says 6, but it's at the number 5 ICK, the number 5 again, or search Jeffers. There's a sexy picture.
You gotta change the picture though. It's not you. I love it.
It's my little brother.
You gotta change it to you and give yourself some damn credit.
It's my little brother eating a bowl of ramen noodles in a bathtub.
Bubble bath, by the way.
Yeah,
Bubble bath beard.
So,
no, it's unreal. You'll love it.
Follow me on Twitter.
He's
Thank
hilarious. But we're gonna get on the show. Here we go, guys. We have Sarah Caitlin, correct? That's how I pronounce it.
Yep.
And then Mitch O'Donnell on the podcast, and as well as our new tech guy that is probably going to come around a lot more if he can. I almost called you Ryan Christopherson. Ryan Crockett. There's 2 Ryans, man.
Look at
Don't
that
get mad at me.
face.
I know,
He
he
is
got
offended.
I am offended.
Oh, shit.
He's full of mad,
We need
bro.
to watch that YouTube video. It just came to me, that YouTube video. Ryan Crockett's a douchebag. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
I was
that.
thinking about that today at work. I was going to pull it up.
And then Jeff. We have Jeffers here, or whatever his name is. On fucking Twitter, guys.
Not in the room.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's
I
going
think
on.
he's got the shits, guys.
That's okay.
Or
Have
maybe he
at
was
it.
a girl.
Or maybe so.
Women can do that to a man.
No.
What's the
Nope.
deal?
He just had to masturbate.
Are you okay?
It's a work conference call with Korea.
Oh, dude, are you dead serious?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well, you
have
can
to
go.
No, I'm
You
good
can
for a
go.
minute.
Okay, but if you need to get back to it, have at it. All right.
Korea.
How do we start this podcast? Where do we want to start, guys? Well, here's where I want to go first. Mitch, my damn dog. Sorry, guys. Mitch O'Donnell, Macau, my wife. Can you get on my dog? Mitch O'Donnell. I have known
Which
you since high school. And then, dude, your podcast was probably the number 1 listened to podcast out of every one of my podcasts. because, dude, your information, the people love you. You have no hate for anyone. What I love about you is that you are. What I loved you said the most was like that you are not religious. You were like universal, right? You were like universal in all thought, religion, that whatever. Like you did not subscribe to one road, a path, and that's what I loved about you the most. And that you had them. Obviously, you filled in so many people about information of Satanism or just the paranormal world, the experiences, the things that you've seen or felt or whatever it is. But that it's something that the common folk 9-to-5 worker doesn't experience throughout their day, and you go into it head first like Satan. Yeah, I'll take him by the dick. Like you go in
that dick.
and that's what I love about you, man. Is that you at least you have the balls to really do something amazing, and go into the paranormal world of really the unseen, the unknown, and I love it. So I want to thank you for coming back on the podcast. So many people have asked me every time, including Sarah. Get Mitch back on the show.
Yeah.
Because you have your podcast was so good and you had so much good information that really a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't have a clue. You blew Steve and Eros' mind.
I actually listened to it today for the first time. I was like, dang, we got to get Mitch back on the podcast.
And sure enough, here he is in the studio.
Well,
guys,
thanks for having me back on here, dude.
And I want to thank everyone for chatting right now. I will get to it in a second to read all of your chats. If you guys have questions for either Mitch or Sarah, please chime in, ask the questions, and I'm going to get to them in just a second, but I'm going to hurry and do this intro. And then also Sarah. Sarah, how I met you, where I really met you was in computer class and then later geometry or whatever, but I mean high school.
Yeah.
And you were a fucking kick-ass girl, and you were the first girl that ever introduced me into
A woman.
Sorry, I guess we are out of high school, man. You were a kick-ass woman, and you are by far, you remind me of a girl version of Mitch. Zero
that
fucks.
is fucked up.
No. Do not
downgrade this.
Do not downgrade.
Do not downgrade this. No, don't downgrade the woman.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, you are a complete badass. You say what's on your mind. You speak it. You are very knowledgeable. You know your shit. You don't just talk out of your asshole. And you just, at least, when you just know your stuff. And that's what I like. And you're the first person ever that I can remember exposed me to the truth about Mormonism, which we won't talk much about because Ryan is Kurt. But that's fine.
No, it's all right. I haven't really mind.
But we have so many other topics we're going to cover, and I feel like I cover that every time. And I love talking about it. We're strictly going to do a religious podcast, but about all religions and just the whole thought school about it. But that we're going to respect that tonight.
But
the
can
fact
I
of
just
it is,
say,
sure, go ahead.
I told you so.
No, you're 100%. We're
Like
100%.
100%. I told you.
Right. I remember still the day. I was sitting in geometry class in that shithole of the trailer. You were sitting there in that desk, and you said something like, yeah, did you know the Mormons used to do something in the temple to so-and-so before 1990 with oils and stuff? And I'm like,
Yeah.
No. I went home, asked my parents, and they're like, no, that doesn't happen. No, wait. No, they knew it happened. They lied straight to my face. I had lots of questions before that, but the sense of that was just confirming. I'm like, that's some weird shit. Like, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
But I just have to thank you because really, out of anyone, I mean, I've learned a lot, but you were the first person to ever kind of stick a needle in me real quick, give me a little dose, and say, start looking for truth. And that was it. And after that, it was Sarah. So I just have to thank you so much for it.
Yeah.
Jeff, we have Jeff on the podcast too. He's still here.
Hello. I'd just like to say it's nice to have two people that apparently know what they're talking about, because I literally have no clue ever. Give me a topic and I'll just pretend to know for 17, 18 minutes and then just move on. So it's nice to have two actual knowledgeable people to have a conversation.
Yeah, no, these two, you're going to be blown away. This is going to be a fantastic podcast. And those who are listening, thanks for staying up late. I know this is a later time, but it's going to be worth it, I promise you. Thanks for tuning in. So here we go. Let's start. What do you want to talk about?
What's first on your list?
Well, I have a big list and it's different, but I really want to cover the glory hole story.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, before we get into that, can
Yeah.
I just tell you, I really, really, really want to see masturbating Olympics. Like, this needs to happen.
What do you mean the masturbating?
Like, there really does need to be, like, some sort of judging, like...
You're right. Like,
of guys just sitting there, just like...
But they've done that on Jackass. Is that what you mean? Or like,
No,
is
but
it like
I
in
want...
the world?
Okay. Mom.
Different events. How far you can shoot your...
Yeah, exactly. Like, my mom's listening right now, so...
good.
there's a total
sorry,
sausage.
but-
Shout out to Sarah's
right
mom.
now.
Oh.
If we can make this Olympics happen right
But
now.
I really want to see them just, like, go up, like... You know how like when you have divers just dive off and you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
how straight they are as they hit the
Diving up in
water.
the
You know,
air.
like I want to like maybe there's some Asian guy that can just like
really
shoot
deep.
it into like
one-punch
a
jump.
heart or something that I really need to see.
At the same time as his teammate.
It's possible.
Witness
Everything's
both ways.
possible in the world of sex. That's all I know. Just look it up on the internet. You think,
Dude, hell
people
yeah.
do some of the grossest and weirdest things. I mean, I find it
Yeah.
weird.
Shit.
I think it's all cool and game when here's the rule of sex. If it's not hurting the other person and they're down for it and they agree to it, that's
But
fine.
how do you get a...
The second thing is animals. No.
Yes.
No.
Donkey shows.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can't really get approval from a donkey, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that
Well.
just...
Mitch, is bestiality your reality?
I'm not going to admit that.
Hey, everyone's got a kink, but
Okay, so when I was
Respect
living
the
in
putting peanut
Bluffdale,
butter on my dick.
when I was living in Bluffdale, I had this cat. It was my roommate's, and it was in heat. Every night she'd try and show up in my room and
No
want me to
way.
pound her. Not even kidding. Making that sound. I'm like, well, no.
I don't know what to say, man. I really...
You started off with the truth, which I like. Then somewhere in the middle, you
I
were like,
definitely
you
did-
know what? I don't think they're feeling this. I'm just going to pretend I didn't fuck
Yeah,
that cat.
I'm gonna pretend I put a condom
He
on.
didn't commit. He didn't commit.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm switching it up a little bit. But... Yeah, I'm not down
I
for
lied about that one.
bestiality. I don't know about it. I don't think there's a very interesting Vice documentary you can watch on probably not YouTube actually. It would have to be on VBS or Vice. It's about donkeys. That like I can't remember the country. I'm not gonna throw that out there. But it's a donkey documentary about it's fully normal for men to have sex with a donkey before they get married and even after sometimes. But the kids all lose their virginity to a donkey and it's completely all normal within their society.
Did you call it a donkey-mentary?
I could have. I could have. Oh, boy. Yeah, so anyways, Google it, I guess, if you want. But
You want
probably
to see a
not.
donkey show?
The
Hell yeah.
point of it is that it's very normal in that country for men to have sex with whatever. And I don't know. I'm not cool about bestiality. I've seen a weird-ass video of girls with a snake or an eel in their vagina.
Oh, octopus. Japanese hentai. Hell yeah.
Ay,
You
ay,
just see this
ay.
woman queep out out of octopus, and you're like, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, it's different. Sometimes you just want to get freaky.
Oh god.
Well, I won't have an octopus in my
I
eyes.
looked up the video of the guy that had sex with a horse.
It ripped
And
into
it-
his stomach and
it
killed him.
He didn't die from that. He
There's a
died
documentary
from
called
injuries
Zoo
of
about it.
So his friends just dropped him off at the hospital and just did it. But in the video, there's a horse and there's a guy and he's bent over and the horse comes up from behind and his buddy has his hand on the horse's dick about
Maybe I watched the wrong
12
one.
inches deep.
about 8 inches back. His buddy's holding the horse's dick. And you can tell at a certain point that the horse is like, I weigh as much as a car and I'm made out of muscle. Your scrawny little hand's not going to stop me from doing what I want to do here. The horse fully impales the gentleman, and the noise
Comes
the
out his
guy
mouth.
makes literally haunts me to this day. I'm gonna do everyone a favor and try to recreate it right here. When the horse just decides to go full bore,
Yes.
and his buddy that's like his little spotter just loses control of this massive dick. The guy goes like this, and just try to visualize this.
I could probably Google it right now.
Sarah's
but I'm
I
not
want
mom.
to
gonna.
see this.
There's
The guy is bent over like a table. The horse is inside him, and the horse goes all the way in, and the guy goes like this. And then, without missing a beat, without missing a beat, that same guy turns around. Obviously, just in the state of euphoria, didn't understand the injuries he had gotten. He turns around, and all he wants to know, he looks back at his buddy, and he goes, "Did he come?" That's the first thing he asked.
Hell yeah.
That's the least of
Hey,
my
that's a
concerns.
classy
That
man,
is the
though.
least of my concerns.
Hell yeah.
But yeah,
Who
what a
cares?
gentleman. What a gentleman.
Hell
Cares
yeah.
about that.
I'm just worried if you finished.
Did he come? And there's literally a gallon of horse semen all over everyone's
dick in
life.
his ass, yeah.
It's pretty traumatic.
There's a
And that-
documentary about it. You can look it up. It's called Zoo. It's just called Zoo, Z-O-O, and you gotta. It's an interesting one. It doesn't show the video by any means, but it's more like a reenaction creation of like previous of who this man was, why he did it, what was going on.
And I know who this guy was. And just next time you're on a flight, just take a minute and realize that this guy was an engineer for Boeing. So enjoy your next flight. This is the caliber of asshole that's tightening bolts on the wing before you get in a plane. So,
that's classic.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, I guess. Where do we go from there?
Right.
I don't. Well, thanks for listening.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Twilight's a prime example. Are you into necrophilia or bestiality?
Are we talking about a Twilight movie?
Yeah, like the book.
Think about it, dude. She's into
Bella
a dude that's an
Jacob.
animal or a dead guy.
Ooh, good point.
You're having
Ooh,
sex
I
with
never
a
thought
dead
about
guy
that.
or an animal. Pick your choice.
Neither.
Why not?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to say, like, I'm not a fan of Twilight.
No,
whatsoever.
well, don't mistake that. Yeah, I hate Twilight.
You know,
yeah. Or,
but
yeah.
I love me some Jacob. Like,
Your mom
So
just
you're an
said
animal,
she's
huh?
listening. She said, "Well, Sarah was worried if she's like, I feel so bad for Sarah's mom right now." And then the girl, your mom goes, "Don't, I'm fine. Don't worry." Your mom's awesome. I am sorry. I really am sorry about. I don't think you were expecting this. I think you were expecting probably one of her higher class ones. But I have two smart people in here, and we're going to talk about some stuff that normal people don't talk about. That's the whole point of this podcast. We are going to cover things that people don't want to talk about to this extent. I'm not going to talk about child porn.
No,
that
ain't me.
that right there, no.
That's
We'll
when
go
we
on to
draw
serial
the
killers.
line.
We'll go on to serial killers, right?
Oh, do you want to?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, let's talk about serial killers. Serial killers. Dexter, love the show, fantastic, it's great. But what I want to get into deeper is real serial killers. You two are probably experts in it. Here's the weirdest thing. Growing up young as a junior high kid or whatever in high school, I never, again, Mormon, never watched a rated R movie that I was allowed to except for The Patriot. And being fascinated when I found out the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the old movie, and then the newer one with Jessica Biel or whatever. But not being allowed to watch it, but I was fascinated. I mean, I read blogs about it. I read about Leatherface, and I read about the Gunnar Hansen. I don't know how I remember that name. And the actor who played him and all these things and weird stuff that I had never watched the fucking movie. But I was fascinated with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I don't know why. I just think... I don't know. At first, thinking back when I was a young kid, I thought, like, I was scared for a little bit because I honestly thought maybe why am I fascinated in serial killers? Why am I fascinated in this shit?
Yeah, there's a psychological thing behind it, and it's mainly, in my opinion, there's definitely way more people that studied psychology and they understand it more on a scientific level than me, but from what I can tell is it's human nature to kill. That's what we are. We are animals at some degree.
No, absolutely. We're a species of fucking evolved monkeys who just finally got language right. Well, who's to say that they didn't have language right back then? Yeah. But I guess in the sense of we are, I don't know. I believe in evolution. I believe that we came from something and evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved and evolved. But to the extent of that we are no different than a killer whale with a beautiful species who has evolved from whatever it was, but that they have language, they talk, they're smart, they figure shit out, they use sonar, they whatever it is, and then we're the exact same, that we're just a species. Yes, we happen to, by chance, as far as we know and think here on this blue planet, we are the top dominant species. So far, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I believe there's extraterrestrials. I believe there's something out there we may have met, people have met. I don't know. I'm not going to come out and say it, but that there's something out there, and I don't know. But
Camp
what I'm saying is,
prime example.
Did you say Camp Williams?
Yeah, I had a recent experience with that. I'll tell you when you're ready.
So pretty much that we are a species of animals, and people have to sometimes stop and think that we're so high class, or we come from this place or this thing or whatever. It's like there is fucking proof for years, and people. I mean, most religious people believe that the world is only 15,000 years old. But you look at dinosaur bones and they say, "Oh, it's a test from God." He's just trying to test us.
Well, think about, for instance, ancient Rome and all that. Like maybe human history goes back to 4500 BC. And so when you look at like when the Romans, or I believe it was Greek, that found an elephant head skull. I guess he's taking a shit. But anyways, you look at that and they look at the skull. This got brought up today. You think the eye's in the middle of their fucking head. And that's where the tusk would have been. So that's where in my opinion, that's where Cyclopses came from and shit. Anyways, he went to take a shit, so what do we talk about? Let's talk about your mom, Sarah.
My mom.
Yeah.
My mom's awesome. I really do love my mom. Hi, Mom. Hi, Chief, if you're listening. Yeah, my mom's cool.
She seems pretty cool. She's all like, 0 fucks given. Sarah can talk about all this cool shit. And I was like, hell yeah.
No, so, okay. My mom, growing up, like, I love her to death, but...
Oh, whoa, remember, she's listening.
I love her to death, but there's been so many, like... We totally changed the subject on you.
Go.
But there's been so many experiences where my mom has had encounters with the paranormal, like where she said like she's seen ghosts or different things, and I'm scared shitless of this stuff. Like that's what makes me so interested in it. Like, I'm just
same here.
I'm just like so afraid that somehow like a ghost is gonna come into my bedroom in the middle of the night and like just rape the crap out of me. Like,
I gotta tell you about some of that shit. So, like, who's the guy that played Get Him to the Greek? The one English guy?
Russell
Brand.
Have you seen his recent
guy
shit?
that you like a
What
fucking
do you mean recently?
of?
Like,
Right?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen his recent shit? Like, he's had drugs, he's had sex, he's had women, he's had everything. What's left? Spiritualism. And you can totally tell he fucking owned that bitch. He's like,
dude,
yes.
he kills it. Like, if you watch BBC interviews or anything in the interviews or that one video I posted, like
That's
7
where I fucking got the raging boner over
He is
his shit.
like,
Yeah.
vroom.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how it is. And he's right.
Well, no, like, think about it. Like, our eyes, our ears, all that, ears can only hear a certain frequency.
Pitch.
Eyes can only see a certain color spectrum. Like, imagine the shit we're fucking missing. Think about that.
Yeah.
Well, dogs. Okay, here's a weird spirit
Dogs
box
and cats,
version I
yeah.
heard the other day. Is there's a I'd pull it up. If you go to YouTube and Huff Paranormal, this guy will go to cemeteries with the spirit box, which we'll get into in a minute. And he'll talk and things. And before he had even seen this, so he's sitting in the middle of a cemetery asking questions, and it says the cat, and he's like, what cat? What do you mean? And all of a sudden, this cat just meow, and like pulls up, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And there's a cat that just walks around, and then he asks, "Can cats see you?" He's like, "Absolutely." Yeah. Animals can see apparently this other side. I don't want to call it the spirit world. I don't want to call it anything. It's a side that we don't know what it is. It's an energy. It's maybe another dimension. It's another whatever you want to call it. But whatever it is. And people always hear about that, like dogs bark in the corner for no reason to look at something, and they're scared and they get all raised up, but there's no reason for it to be. Maybe they do see things. I'm not a scientist. I'm not anyone in vibration and sound and energy, but there's truth to the fact that what's truth is what's happened to me, what I've experienced, what I've seen. I'm not trying to make it up. I'm not trying to play games. I'm not trying to be on anyone's side saying yes, there are ghosts or no, there aren't. I'm in the point of the best way to figure it out is find out. Just figure it out. Just really experience it.
I recommend research for sure. Kind of going on the ritual subject.
Go.
I don't know, just like a kind of helpful key here for a lot of you people that are practicing, because I know a couple of you listening are. Emotion is definitely key. So direct your emotions, rip it off of you like a scab. I don't know if have you done any rituals?
No, we've talked about it on your podcast, and I've never done. I think. Well, here's the weird thing. What's a ritual? Isn't a prayer a ritual? I mean, if people go to church and they eat the sacrament, that's considered. You're eating the blood of a dead guy and then drinking. I mean, you're eating the body and then drinking. That's considered what? A ritual.
Ritual.
But
yeah,
me, I've never done a ritual in like sense of towards something like what we've talked about on the podcast. Love to. I'd be interested in it. I'm happy to do it, but no experience.
We should say that for another podcast.
Okay.
As well as Samantha Bell Proctor.
She's listening.
She recommended we should do one on dream interpretation sometime.
Ooh, are you good about it? I mean, do you know a lot of stuff about it?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm having lucid dreams like crazy. Let's sponsor. No, go to tryonit.com. Everyone, if you want to have lucid dreamings or talk, if you want to remember your dreams, if you want to control your dreams, if you want to be, it's the trippiest shit ever. Buy Alpha Brain and buy New Mood. Go to Tryonit, TRYONNIT.com. Get Alpha Brain and New Mood. Take it. Go to bed. Holy shit. That's all I have to say. It's not scary. It's not whatever. It's just you are in control of your dreams. You remember it. You're flying. You're like, it's like Grand Theft Auto for dreams, except for you're not killing people. It's whatever you want to do.
Well, you
can do. Yeah, if that's your dream, have at it. I'd rather you do it in your dream than real life.
Well, the one thing I've noticed when I've done like astral projection and shit like that, whatever you do on that side will eventually come fruition here. You don't want some of that shit. Like recently, and I'm really fucking terrified about this one. I had this really cool meditation where a certain woman was babysitting my friend's kids. I've already texted her and warned her about this, but she's got her head so far up her ass she won't fucking listen. But I saw 3 graves, right? And
in a dream?
Yeah, well,
an
it was
astral
meditation.
projection.
Like I saw this and I felt it.
Okay.
2 of them were 2 kids' graves, and the middle one was a woman. That woman that was babysitting those kids, it was for her. It was really weird. Like, she went to come up and hit me with a shovel, turned around, threw one at her, and took her head off. It was really cool. But
yeah!
She fell in the grave.
That's cool, man.
She fell in the grave, and all 3 of them were there. And it was fucked up because I know the 2 kids, and I was like, oh man, I can't let them die. Like, I
So you feel like sometimes when you do astral projection that those things
dude,
will come true?
Every time, dude. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you go on a different spectrum, a different time frame. Like, it's weird to explain because, like, right now we're stuck in this 3-dimensional time, and we see each other and we experience time almost at the same time compared if you're drunk, stoned, whatever. You know, you see each other right now as you are, but, like, when you go on that side, it's like time either stands still or is moving way too fucking fast depending on how you can feel it. Mm-hmm. And when I saw this, like, I saw these 3 graves. That's weird. Anyways, 2 kids there, and then this chick that's a babysitter. How I know it's going to happen is because she has a problem with certain kind of inebriation and shit like that. She fucking fell in the grave, and as soon as I warned her friend about it, she
I'm getting you more beer.
oh, well, it's empty.
Do you want another beer?
What a great
Sorry, guys.
host.
I know, right?
Getting his guests intoxicated. This is what Christian Stevens is all about.
Hey, thanks.
He wants to keep the stories coming.
No, I know. Keep them coming. No filter.
But anyways, like, when I
So you
warned...
saw the graves.
Yeah, when I warned her, the mom about it,
Yes.
the mom and me have had, like, a long history, you know, shit like that. But anyways,
Sure.
I warned her about it, and these 2 graves in my head started disappearing. So I feel like I changed something in time. If that makes sense. Like, it almost feels like a 5th-dimensional type being swooped in my head, fucking said, change this, looped it around, so now it's changing, you know?
Yeah.
So now these 2 kids have a choice at life, while this babysitter is, you know, not going to be an issue. But it's just fucked up.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen astral projecting? Name something that you've seen astral projecting that came to pass, came true.
Somebody's death.
Somebody's death?
Oh, yeah.
Talk to the mic, sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Just somebody's death.
Okay, maybe we won't get into detail about that.
Yeah.
That's hard. But maybe another thing.
Well, death's not hard. Like, we all have our own, like, spirit guides and shit. And one of my close friends is something that has to do with death. I won't go into that too much. But, yeah. Right?
What do you think happens when we die?
Actually, I don't even think people that die know what's going on.
And you know what's crazy? Okay, so we're going to get in a spirit box right now.
Hell yeah.
I've recently realized the exact same thing. Because I will use that spirit box. And if anyone, maybe you don't know what this is. If you are on your computer, if you're Facebooking, pull up a new tab, type in spirit box. You can type the one I own, and you can buy this on Amazon. It's trippy. I don't suggest it for everyone. But if you think you're ready, if you can handle it, have at it. It's called a PSB7. It's the one they use on Ghost Adventures, if you ever watch that show, the one on Travel Channel. And what it does is it scans radio. So you can go AM or FM, but it scans super fast. You can change your speed. So you can slow it or you can completely go super fast. And you change your speed of how fast it will scan through FM and AM radio stations to make white noise, pretty much. So it will scan just so it can make white noise. And then what they do, the energies, the ghosts, whatever you want to call it, the spirits, I don't know. They come through. They say words. They call out names. And we're going to do a session after this because I know Mitch is here.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's awesome. It's an amazing thing. But I've had a few that I can actually understand. Others that I've barely caught, and I'll record every one of them. But I've got to take them. And maybe I'm going to have Ryan help me with this because he's good at it. But we're going to slow it down. I want to see it because I've had totally intelligent responses as it's scanning over 5 radio stations in 1 second. And it's like there's no way to explain because it doesn't like stop enough to get a word or a song or whatever in. It will blurt out intelligent answers. My question, it's intelligent answer. But I can't fully understand it because it's going so fast and you have one time to catch it. So that's why I record it and then we can slow it down or figure it out.
It actually goes along with what I was saying with the ritual.
Okay, go.
Concentration is kind of it, but it's mainly like in your intent. In your intent, if you want to do that, like there's 2 types of forms. It's evocation and invocation. Mm-hmm. a lot of people get mixed up. Like right now, I'm reading Norse mythology because those guys, man, they were fucking awesome. But they have this thing where you have evocation. That's what they're talking about in this book. Evocation is the calling of spirits. If you ever seen the Triangle of the Art or anything like that.
Okay, yeah.
Solomon was really big with that shit. But anyways,
Solomon, we're talking biblical.
Yeah.
Wow.
That guy was fucking into that shit.
But a lot of people don't know that, but you're right. You're right.
But yeah, if you want to see ghosts and shit, like, for instance, I don't know, did we ever talk about our experience at the Alpine Cemetery?
No, let's talk about it, because I think that was after podcast, I believe.
I think you're right.
No? Did we talk about
so
it?
we talked about it?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. We can talk about that really quick.
Like, our intent was to go to a cemetery, pull up
It was just
Ouija board.
myself, Steve Rosales, and Mitch O'Donnell. Yeah. And I, to be honest, at the time was very, and still am, very comfortable around the paranormal / Mitch O'Donnell. Because I know he's experienced, he's done his shit, he knows what's going on. Whereas then here's two fuck-up kids going to a cemetery trying to mess with something they can't see. And that's fucking stupid.
Shit. Yeah.
But I totally felt something, I experienced it, and I saw some woman or man, I'm not 100% sure, white mist move behind Mitch O'Donnell. But let's get into it.
That woman, by the way, was Ashley Simmons' mom. I don't know if you guys know Ashley Simmons back in the day.
Ashley Simmons.
Yeah.
I'd have to. I'm horrible with names, so don't be mad at me.
Her mom died about a year and a half ago. But yeah, like, she showed up and, like, on the side, she was saying, hey, you need to get to Ashley now. And I guess there's some shit that went down at that time, but...
And by the way, what we were doing is on a grave site... No, what's it called?
No drugs,
no disrespect, no whatever. But we had a Ouija board,
Yeah.
glow in the dark
No
Ouija
drugs.
board. It's maybe 9:00 at night, alone by ourselves, Alpine Cemetery. Don't go and do this, fucks. Don't copycat us.
You can do it. Just
No,
make
yeah.
sure you're ready.
Be
'cause you're
careful
gonna
because
see
some shit happened.
Yeah.
No doubt. And then, so what we did is we kind of got in the mood. We got the board glowing. This is my first time really using it and actually having full experience. And it was three of us. It was myself, again, Steve Rosales, and Mitch. And it started moving. But what blew me away is how fast it was going. And at first, I think everyone who's ever played with a Ouija board thinks you're
that
moving.
motherfucker's
like,
pushing it.
You're
Yeah.
moving it. Like, I thought for sure Mitch, I'm like, he's just trying to prove a point. But I'm like, Mitch would never do that. And like, you weren't. That's the thing is like, all of us were barely touching this fucking thing. It's like, and it was, and so many answers. And this thing was moving like it had power to it. And I'm like, Mitch is pushing it, but then you can see Mitch is barely, his fingers are falling off this thing, and it's absolutely insane. It's I don't know what it is. I know everyone, you can Google it and it'll say like there's mind tricks and it's your subconscious that does all this. And I can't say that. I can't stand behind that because I know it wasn't in the answers and the intelligent stuff, and we even got all kinds of crazy stuff. Someone recently passed away, and they came through the board, by the way, and our friend was friends with her, and we had no idea, and she came through, which I won't say the name, but she came through, and then we asked, are you happy there, or whatever, and it went straight to no, and that killed me.
Yeah.
And it killed him, too.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That sucked ass.
And it was a recent suicide, or maybe not.
Overdose. Yeah.
And we just asked, how are you? Are you happy over there? What's it like? And it just, and it just went straight to no.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped talking to us. And then another thing came in. But by then, bushes were moving. Things were going on. This was no deer. This was nothing. I mean, Mitch, you talk.
Well, no, I was just like, I remember that one little instance where like it felt like someone grabbed me and stuck me with like direct current, like straight up voltage, electrocuted me. Like I remember fucking lifting. It was weird. Like I don't know, just that fog mist that I know Steve saw it a couple times. It fucking walked up and just grabbed me. I just felt,
And I kept feeling there was, the entire time you're feeling someone's watching you.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's your head messing with you. I'm not going to say it's not.
Some people get paranoid in those situations.
Exactly.
Right.
But the three of us were pretty intent on not being scared that just, this is an experiment. Let's find out.
And that's what makes a good magus. Like, magicians, people that really work with magic. Like, if you bring a bunch of people into a ritual and they don't know what the fuck they're doing, you're going to have one hell of a ritual that fucking sucks. But if you bring, like, 2 or 3 guys in there that really know what they're doing and they direct their emotion, energy into one subject, like a talking board, you're going to have one hell of a time. And that's exactly what we did. We fucking nailed it, in my opinion.
Dude, and it was awesome. Because I think, again, was flying, giving straight answers, and was intelligent. It was intelligent, and we just kept getting that feeling that there was a woman there sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
And it was more interested. Like, here's this other life we pass on to our energy, our spirit, whatever you want to call it, passes into this other realm after death. Some of us, maybe not. I don't know. But here's the deal, is someone was sitting there and kind of just observing, like, this is interesting. Never seen this, or no one's ever done this here. I'm going to watch. And we just had this feeling of someone was sitting on a park bench watching the three of us touch a board. And it was just more observing. It was not messing with us, not playing with us. But I kept getting the feeling that there was just someone observing the entire time. And bushes were moving. And then again, totally saw a white mist walk right behind Mitch and into nothing. And Steve saw something walk off that cliff edge. Because we're on the cliff edge at the very top. And Steve said he saw a full-on apparition walk and off of a cliff edge, because we're at the very top of this alpine cemetery, onto nothing.
And just real quick, legal reasons, no, we weren't at Alpine Cemetery. That's keyword, right?
Well, we were there during park times.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
legal public times to visit and
totally legal.
Yeah, I'll sue you. Okay, but yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It was a great experience. It was my first time, and then we've done it before or after that. You and I and our buddy Craig, which I would love to have on the podcast.
Small.
Amazing kid, amazing, brilliant, smart man. We all went to the three of us went to Lehigh Cemetery, and we kind of had the same thing, but except these guys were flying all over the board. It was weird. It was like going to a party, trying to, like, you're drunk as shit, but trying to talk to a sober person, and they just like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, the board was going, making nonsense. Like, they were just like, all right, let's mess with this drunk guy. Let's push him around. Let's move him. It was just going, boom, 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 making no words, nonsense. We're like, all right. And we're like, do you want to talk? I'm like, no. And then we'd drag off the board.
Yeah.
Like, this thing would go, what do they call it? Planchette?
Yeah.
Would just fly right off the board, and we're like, So we tried going to my buddy's grave, same thing. We're like, are you happy over there? And I just said, can you tell us anything about the other side? And went to no, and then it dragged right off the board. And I'm like, but they were just messing with us. And that's fine. I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe when you're dead, the last thing you want to do is talk to weird people that don't know anything.
There's something weird about Lehigh Cemetery. Like, I don't know what it is. I almost want to say the people that run it have done their own personal ritual on it to make sure nothing talks. Because every time I've ever gone there, it's always like off the board. It's like every time I ask for check there, there's 2 guards on every entrance. It's like something's weird here, you know.
Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. We just didn't get any answers out of them. We didn't. It was okay. I mean, I respect that, but very different than, say, the first cemetery we experienced.
Yeah.
And then this new spirit box thing, I'm excited to experience again. We've got permission to go stay in the Haunted Mansion one night, which we'll try to get as many as possible to come. It's an amazing, cool place, very ancient, 1828 built. It was crazy. Even multiple deaths in there because it was a boys' home where for the sick, and many boys passed away in there.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm excited for that. I'm just excited because paranormal-wise, death usually comes with answers, and so it would be very interesting to go stay overnight in this place. Nothing's changed, dude. The pictures it is a classic movie set. Like, any Hollywood actor could go to this thing and it would just pop up. But anyways, that's that sense. But the spirit box, I'm going to start recording. I'll put up some videos maybe on our page if you like us on Facebook. It's actually called facebook.com/Saratoga Springs Radio. But I don't know. I want to experience it with you guys. I want to film it because in no way are we trying to prove to people that, like, I don't know. Sometimes those ghost shows just try to go way too far.
They're corrupt.
They're corrupt. See, believe. And don't get me wrong. There's stuff to believe in, and everyone's going to have that thing in the thought.
They did at one point. Like, I know the one on Discovery Channel or something. Like, it was way good at the beginning, and then after that, you could tell. Like, I've seen camera props and shit where they'd fucked up, and if you know what you're looking for, you'll see it.
Yeah.
It's like on South Park.
What did they do?
Ghost. It's just a spoof off of those shows. The 2 guys are like pissing themselves. They're like, "Oh my gosh, there's ghosts all around."
Oh, I'm supposed to ask Kate. Kate is asking Sarah about the haunted hospital in VC. What does that mean? Vancouver?
No, Virginia City.
Okay,
Like,
please tell me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You've seen the Ghost Adventures movie, right? It's on Netflix.
The documentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
is that Virginia City?
Yeah,
it's the casino and the mine town and Okay,
so,
that's the one where the bricks fly and the boards.
Yeah. Well, also where they see like the full on like apparition.
The guy walk across the room.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. If you have not watched it, it is on Netflix. Just type in Ghost Adventures. Yeah. It's their documentary where that's how they made it start.
Okay, so Kate is my mom.
Okay, love you, Kate. Thanks for listening.
But Virginia City is actually where my parents got married. Like, my mom is,
No shit.
Yeah, like, my parents absolutely love that town. Like, they go as,
I'd love to visit.
as you know...
Is that
as,
Arizona, by the way? Or Nevada?
It's Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah. Carson City area, like, over by Lake Tahoe. But it's really cool. A lot of people will dress up, you know, in, like, period clothing and just sometimes just come out and do, like, random shit out in the streets. Just, like, have little throwdowns or whatever.
Yeah.
But my mom has seen, like, so many different things. But there is a hospital there. It's like an art gallery now. But I think you can, like, rent it out for, like, a night or something. But it used to be, like, a Civil War era hospital. And it used to be run by nuns and very religious. But you go through and you just get like this really creepy feeling.
Like a magnetic stand on hair stands up.
Like a hair raising kind of experience, you know. And like I've said, I've never seen a ghost or anything, but it interests me.
Your mom says it was a hospital during the Civil War and you can rent it out for a weekend.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome
Yeah.
to go do with you guys.
Let's do this.
But what's crazy is we go into the dining room and it's my mom and my dad and I. And we go
Just
into
the three of you?
Yeah, just the three of us.
Wow, okay.
You know, this was during business hours, but, you know, we walk in, and my mom, like, turns to me, and, like, she whispers in my ear. She's like, this used to be the operating room.
Your mom does?
Like, yeah, my mom just said this to me. She's like, yeah, you know, there's limbs outside the window, and, you know, she's telling me this, and I'm like, whatever.
Question.
You know, whatever.
Is she seeing this inside or outside?
Both.
Interesting. Okay, cool. So go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know for sure. I've never seen these kind of things, but, like, it's always consistent. Every time my mom goes to Virginia City, she has the exact same dream. You know,
What's the dream?
Well,
if you can tell. If not, keep it.
I don't know all the details. I just know that she feels in a past life, her and my dad both lived there.
Let's talk into that really quick. Who believes here out of the... 1, 2, 3, 4.
5?
You have to count.
Sorry, guys.
I'm more drunk than you.
The possibility of experiencing or living as another life here on this
Past life
earth.
regression.
Who believes in past lives? Raise your hand.
Fuck yeah.
4 of 5. All 5 of us believe in past lives. I have had a past life regression before. An amazing Masonic brother of mine who is amazing at it. Really, I mean, a lot of people can do it. I'm sure there's other places you can go, but he did it for me. And Gypsy Wagon can do a past life regression.
Yeah, I'm sure you talked to them like they did one for me, and so I'm assuming they'd be willing to help others. Yeah.
Gypsy Wagon, American Fork, Utah. Go hit them up. Go ask and see if they can do it on a private session or later night or whatever it is. But ask them if they can do such a thing, and I'm sure they'd be happy to do it. It's worth every penny if you can do it. And I mean, did you have a good experience? So
yeah.
Okay. Because mine was amazing, man, and it was the creepiest. What it is, when you think past lives, everyone automatically thinks it's just a guy who's going to sell you any shit. He's just going to say, "Oh yeah, you were a slave and whatever." But it's you talking. That's the trickiest part.
That's the truth, right?
Is that this person will put you into a hypnosis, a trance, whatever you want to call it. We'll just walk you into a house, a building. At least this was how mine went. Walks me into a house, says, all right, look around. What do you see? And so I start answering questions. Well, I see this picture frame. I see this. I see a hallway. I'm in the kitchen. I'm hanging out. All right, take a right. Do you see a hallway? And, they'll start putting images in your head at that point. Oh, yeah, I see this hallway. Do you see the door? I see the door. Because you're closing the eyes. You're laying on a couch like a shrink. You're at the shrink. And pretty much what he says is, okay, open up that door. So I open up that door, and there's 10 doors in front of me. I see 10 doors. And all of them have a single light bulb. And they're all numbered 1 through 10. Then the light bulb all in front of all of them. On top of them. And he goes, at the count of 3, I want you just to tell me the first number that lights up. The door that lights up. 1, 2, snaps. And I go, 7. Yeah. He's like, all right. I want you to walk to that door and go open the door and tell me what you see. So sure enough, I go up to the lighted door, number 7, open up the door, and instantly, dude, fucking it just hit me. And I am in Ireland looking at rolling hills of green, dark at night. I see a castle to the left of me. I'm looking to my right. I see another guy. We're dressed in these crusade outfits, giant cross on us, red. Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit. It's like, whoa. And from then on, all he asks is, well, what do you see? What's going on? What is your purpose? Where are you going? And that's the whole thing. And the rest of it is all you. I'm talking in third person to myself saying, oh, well, I was there for this and we were looking for this. And I won't get much into detail because it's kind of personal.
Yeah.
You'll go through this thing and you'll realize it's kind of personal because then you get to the point of death. What my guy did is you have a negative life of how you died and then you'll end with a positive. And mine, you have two lives. He'll say, all right, we're going to, after you finish your first one, you die. You're like, okay, well, what can you learn from that past life? And you start talking to yourself, well, Christian needs to know that, da-da-da-da-da. And then we go back to this room. He's like, all right, I want you to go back to the room with all the doors. Okay, which one lights up? 1, 2, 3, 2. Instantly. It's the weirdest part. It's like you're really seeing this all in your head. You're like, okay, number 2. And so I go up and I open door number 2 and I'm sitting there and I just remember it's like a mini cove like this. It's hard to explain if you're not looking at me, but there's a cove. It's a private cove. Imagine just like a giant U, but it's a beach, and then the waves are crashing into my cove. And then a giant, like a sand wall. Imagine Laguna or something like that. There's sand walls, and then you have this giant beach with a U that's all your private little circle beach here. Yeah. And then I open the door, and I'm right there on the beach, so I start walking. I see the waves crashing on it, and he goes, well, where are you from? And I'm like, well, he's like, well, where are you at? And I said, Spain. And to be honest, I have no like for Spain. I have no interest in visiting Spain. There's no reason for me to like just make this up for no reason. I'm like, oh, Spain. So anyways, he asked me where I am. And I'm like, I'm in Spain. But then I instantly stopped myself and said, well, I'm in Spain, but I'm not from here. And he goes, oh, that's interesting. Well, where are you from? I said, Iowa. Fucking Iowa. Like, what the hell do I care about Iowa? And he's like, well, what's your name? And I'm like, Arnold. What the fuck is this? He's like, well, what year is it? I'm like, I want to say it was 1952. I had it on my phone, all recorded at the time. But I said 1952 or something like that. And he's like, oh, that's interesting. And he's like, well, okay, so what are you doing there? What are you seeing? From then on out, by the way, it's you talking. This person who is doing this thing is just there learning with you. But he's not in any way saying, oh, yeah, do you see your daughters? It's like, what if you don't have any daughters? They're not explaining your story for you. It's they're asking you. And if you get stuck for a second, they're like, all right. Well, how he would do it is just say, well, the file clerk in your brain. Meaning, like, imagine a file cabinet. He'd say, well, the filing cabinet in your brain will figure things out at the count of 3. And when I snap my fingers, you'll know. 1, 2, and he'll snap. And you're like, oh, yeah. It was 3 girls, 1 dot, whatever, anything you kind of stumble upon, but you come up to a term with it. And then I start coming up with these weird names, my wife's name, my daughter's name, that I lived here. I was a financial accountant. I used to do the stock market back in the whatever time. And I lived through the Great Depression, but that's why I ended up on top, because I lived through such shit that I realized I never wanted to go back to that again. Like all these crazy stories. And I'm from Iowa, and I was a financial broker, and this shit that I never cared about or thought about. And then at the very end, again, it tells you, well, you don't talk about how you died on, at least I didn't talk about how I died on my second one, but he asked, what can Christian, yourself, learn from Arnold's life? And I start talking about, well, Arnold's life, I need to start trusting myself with finances. I need to, I'm with money. I'm good with money. I need to start trusting myself, put in a little bit, play with it, whatever. I was just giving myself so much advice. But I was talking in third person. Well, Christian needs to know. And that was the weirdest part. Yeah. And then you end it. You're just like, all right, well, come back to the house. All right, walk out the door. Okay, the count of 3, you'll wake up. Boom, done. About an hour session. Craziest, trippiest thing in my life. But no drugs, no hallucinogens, no drunk. Nothing. I was completely sober. Went into this thing, learned so much about myself. Sorry for dragging on.
No, that was awesome. Question, though, because,
please do.
Anybody with regressions, I recommend for your first time, make sure you have somebody you trust guide you through it. With you, did you experience of your deaths?
Yes, my first one did, and I felt it. That was the weirdest part.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
I felt it. I was burned at the stake. I was a crusader, whatever. Apparently, I was close to the Catholic Church head and the Templars, which is weird because I'm fascinated with them here. And what I've learned is the things that I've had in periods of my past lives, and I've only experienced 2 of them, that I'm interested currently in my life still. And I know people can say, oh, you're making that up, or you're watching DVDs, you're making all these. That's fine. I get it. The human brain is creative. We are smart. We can come up with bullshit, right? I mean, look at Joseph Smith. No offense.
No,
but
he's smart, by the way. Just
absolutely. Look what he did. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, I can make up this stuff, but why would I try to test and tease myself to make up false things about me? And I was burned at the stake because he'll ask, well, how did you pass away? And instantly when he asked that thought, I was sitting here, on the chair, and my hand and my leg
Yeah,
on
they
fire,
hurt.
dude.
Yeah.
It was on fire. I burned, and I even say it on the. I wish I had the recording. I lost my old iPhone, but I had the recording where I'd say, my hand's on fire, my leg's on fire. I can actually feel it. It's like, this actually hurts. He's like, all right, at the count of 3, you're not going to feel it anymore. 1, 2, 3, and instantly gone. But I was feeling the intense emotions, the sadness, the whole point of really being tied up at this fucking cross and being burned alive. Because of a mixed thought or this shit that I was going to die with a secret and yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. It even came up to the Aaron's rod and this ladder and all this crazy stuff. I'm not going to get deep into it, but just that I felt my death at that point, and he had to end that real quick because I physically felt like someone had a lighter going below my hand.
What I can feel from that is definitely you were a Freemason or something, or maybe a Templar at that age.
And
actually. Yeah, I was going to say, because I can feel it, because back in those days, do you know much about Solomon's Temple?
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody knew the whole plans to it. A lot of Freemasons helped build it and all whatnot, but nobody knew the full plans. And what would happen is a lot of people that wanted that information, because they had fucking technology they have nowadays. Like for one, running toilets. The way they did it is they had pipes that were brought down and they were cut at a 45-degree angle. When you pull the
lever,
whatever the rope or whatever it was,
sure, yeah,
it'd pull water down at that pipe, and at 45-degree angle with the water pulling it, it actually creates a vacuum. It'd pull your shit and piss, all that. It actually
very interesting
indoor plumbing, yeah. So that's the way they were really curious about getting this information. And Freemasons and Templars, they were really secret. Not in
the sense of what it was
today.
was like a college degree in that sense. Because back then, no one had. I mean, they had schools of thoughts of these things, but that's where college came from. Was the sense of
master degree, bachelor degree, exactly. Yeah.
Bingo. Was just the whole point of like, how do I know? Like, say I'm a builder in Germany, but I live in France, and this guy from France comes over and says, "Hey, yeah, I know how to build cathedrals." And back then, you look at the Renaissance cathedrals and St. Peter's Basilica and all these beautiful churches. I mean, even the Notre Dame Church. In the sense of how beautiful it is, the architecture, the structure, the whole, how do you fucking make a dome with brick? I don't know. But there were certain secrets, and in the sense of where it all started was, one, guys wanted to hang out after work. They wanted to go to the pubs, they wanted to drink, they wanted to have a brotherhood, not necessarily a
I
church.
That shit, by the way. Brotherhood?
Huh? No,
brotherhood?
it's very cool. And so what it was a brotherhood. Like, let's hang out, let's have a few beers, let's shit, let's shoot the shit. And then after that, it also was, well, how can we prove, if I want to be a traveling man and this church ends and I want to be working at this church, how can I get from A to B and also prove to them? I mean, there's no college degrees, there's no like, here, look, I know what I'm doing. It can be copied, whatever. And so they came up with secret words, passwords, codes, things, whatever, to say, hey, okay, so you're a Mason, meaning you really are a stone Mason.
All you had to do is do your handshake. Like,
and okay, well, let me show you how I know what it is. And that was, in a sense, your college degree, saying, I know how to build a church. You can trust me. You can hire me. I'm not some guy that just learned. And so that's why passwords, codes, things were meant. So when people say, tell me what your words are and your passwords and these things, are like, and they'll just make up these fake ones. So if that guy would ever go try it, it's like, you don't know anything.
Figure it out
You're fake.
Learn math.
But that's how it kind of started, was in that sense. It's like, this is a college degree of Mason. Like, actually masonry of building a house or a building.
Modern day Masons, too, I love that about them, is you call up your lodge and you're like, hey, I want to go to Germany for a little. You call up the German lodge, be like, hey, man, we got a guy here. Can he crash at your place for a week and a half?
And they would, man.
And
they're beautiful. I don't want. It's no way a church, but it's a brotherhood. It's the sense of, absolutely, you're an awesome guy. Yeah, come on in. I'll vouch for you. I'll hang out with you. We'll do this. Masons are really cool people. By no means are they trying to take over the world. The shit that I see on Alex Jones and Skull and Bones, that's a different story.
For that shit.
As weird as it is, Bohemian Grove and Skull and Bones are ones to watch out for.
Yeah.
Freemasonry is really actually trying to make a better man. It's the first fraternity in the world, really.
And Mormon religion was built off of it. There's plenty of proof.
Don't get me started, man.
Don't get me started. I know about this shit.
But
I've read it. Yeah.
You're 100% right, Mitch. You're 100% right. But in that sense, yes, you're right. So it's a very interesting thing. I love being a Mason to really just I meet with cool guys like this Wednesday in my lodge. I'm not gonna talk much about it, but we hang out. There's Mormon guys, there's non-Mormon guys, there's Buddhists, there's Christian, there's Catholics, there's whatever. And the beautiful thing is, most smart Masons realize your religion, my religion don't really matter. I may play it off for my wife so to keep the wife happy, but when I'm at lodge, we're gonna get fucking shit faced. We're gonna get drunk, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna talk, and then when I go back to church, they don't know a thing, because in his head he's smart enough to know free thinking, to be okay, this is all made up, whatever, yada, yada. But we don't bring up religion, we don't bring up politics, because in human life, if you and I were having a politics talking, you'd be a Republican, I'd be a Democrat, we'd hate each other right now. We're talking about it. And
just so we're clear on my part, I don't believe in government because
I'm 100% on the same point. Sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm so fucking
Me too,
bad.
dude.
Do you have to?
I'll wait till you're done.
Okay.
But yeah. Does anybody have a question so far? Anything you're seeing?
Nope, not at all right now.
Okay. Well,
I know Braxton and
Sam.
Samantha were.
Why don't you come hang out with us sometime? Don't fucking lie to me. We chill once in a while. Those guys chill more than often. I usually chill with everybody, and I don't get to chill with them as much. And I'm kind of pissed off myself for that, but you know.
I actually used to work with Sam at Hollywood Video.
I remember those days.
That was shittiest.
I love that, dude. The best
ever.
part was like, hey, in a couple weeks, you're going to be laid off, but here's free money because you're going to get unemployment. That was pretty cool, right?
Well, I quit like way before then.
That's how was it?
Yeah.
Do you remember Focus Communications?
It's vague to me.
Yeah. I got laid off there. It was pretty awesome. I show up there because they say mandatory meeting 10 a.m. and everybody shows up and they're like, as of right now, you're all laid off, and everybody's like, no. And I raise my arm like, you know, because I got a question. They're like, yeah, what's up? Does this come with free KY? Because I feel like I'm getting dry fucked. And the guy looks at me like, doesn't answer and moves on. I'm like, fuck you. It was awesome.
Dude, okay, the shittiest like laid off story I've ever had.
Mitch, you can go to the bathroom.
Thanks.
You were excused.
This doesn't like involve me being laid off, but I worked at a unnamed candy company downtown, and
Okay.
they would employ like mass amounts of Hispanic people. And so
Illegal, possibly.
Okay. I mean, you know, we had the U.S. Marshal show up one day.
No shit.
Yeah, show up and
by the way, if you're legal, I don't care. I don't care, guys. I'm just saying, for the sake of the podcast, apparently you're an alien.
as long as you're an earner.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Thank you.
Fucking earners. No,
yeah.
but we had like a bunch of people, you know, we had 3 different lines we were running, and it's all seasonal. Everybody wants their candy. And so management was like, yeah, let's just, you know, hire all these people. So they hired like 40 people. And at the beginning of the day it was like, hey, you know, you'll be here, you know, for a month or so, but at least you have work. Well, by the end of the day, you know, they're telling all of us leads, yeah, no, schedule changed, forecasting's wrong, like, we don't need to produce as much as we thought. So those 40 people that we just hired, yeah, they're not coming back. Like
one day?
Yeah, they worked one day.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So shitty.
Man.
Like, this place was beyond, like, craptastic. You know, like, you have, like, rats running around and whatnot, you know.
Ooh.
It's gross. Like,
Okay.
Be careful of what candy you choose. Just let you know.
So they fired all 40?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yeah, pretty much. And, you know, I was there for maybe 2 months, and the manager came to me and was like, yeah, so we don't need as many leads. You know, so at the time I was making like $10 an hour, but they're like, you know, we'll keep you because you're great, but we're gonna give you line worker pay, which is like $7. And I'm
That's
like,
complete bullshit.
No, I'm gonna bounce. Sorry, like I know I don't have another job lined up, but F this shiz.
That's messed up.
Reminds me of Walmart. I worked there for like 2 weeks and almost kicked the shit out of my boss because
Mart of Wall, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm teasing. Okay.
No, this guy is a bigger guy. And
Okay.
They try and pull that card. Oh, come to my office, you know, and I almost knocked his teeth down his throat. I'm like, yeah, I probably should get out of here because I might fucking beat your ass. And I got a job at Teleperform on my ass, and they were pretty cool for a minute. And then, you know, have you ever worked there?
Where?
Teleperformance?
Nope. I've seen it at the Pissers in Jordan Commons.
Yep.
It always says 1170, great scheduling, Teleperformance.
We hate you, though.
Yeah.
They were cool, don't get me wrong. Like, they were cool. It was just management, they have to please themselves as well as the project they're working. The time when I was working at Verizon, and so trying to keep between those two, it was cool as fuck, but like, yeah, trying to please management at the same time.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Just give them BJ's underneath the
Right?
desk.
Oh, dude, there's one chick. No, I wouldn't. Nope. Because she was banging everybody at work. And it's like, you definitely don't shit where you eat. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that code, but that's like rule number 1 where I work. Do not shit where you eat. Do not fuck people you work with, because if you do, it'll bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, like I'm watching it. I shouldn't bring that up, but I'm watching some shit, and it's like that all is gonna crumble down. You know, you just watch it. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, dude. Crazy. This world's absolutely insane.
It's fun to watch.
I love
and play with,
dude. And if you can just sometimes sit back and observe, I know as weird as it is, you have control over your life and what you do and what you choose and what you whatever. But sometimes you have to sit back and watch the movie. You have to watch other people, how they work, how they do. And I love doing that sometimes within friend drama. I sit back, they'll try to talk me into it. Yeah, I'll just, agree or just, yeah, oh, I'm sorry. I apologize, I'm sorry. But I know shit's about to get down.
Right?
And instead of me getting involved and me getting on one side and the other hating me, I'll watch. I'll watch the Facebook. That's the best part. People, stop fucking putting your relationships on Facebook.
That's how you
tell
lose your
your
relationship.
boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, whatever. They're beautiful, they're gorgeous, they're awesome, they're sexy. Once in a while, that's fine. I mean, have at it. That's fine. But don't bring your daily shit into it. In the sense of talking shit like, oh, I'm so lonely today. Oh my gosh. But everyone knows you're currently dating a boyfriend. So you're really talking shit on that person.
Another thing too. Sorry, go ahead.
Or the worst is, I have some friends, I'll keep them unnamed. I'm just browsing through my Facebook feed because I'm bored, and then it's like, hey, I have nothing to do on a Friday night. Who wants to see a movie with me? Are you that desperate to ask your, 400 or 500 friends on Facebook to hang out with you?
I would say go ahead and just say their name and maybe...
No.
Maybe I'm not.
Wait, I got one for you too, though. I got one for you too. This is for people in relationships. Do not fucking post every status, I love my baby, oh my god, I love him. Because those relationships right there, a month later, it'll end. Guarantee you it. It's because they're fucking trying to show off. They're trying to feel like I'm important to somebody in their life. And in reality, you're just kind of like pulling attention into you to fuck it up. I don't know if you noticed it, but like...
No, you're right.
I have an ex like that, and I've got a lot of people like that in my life. It's like, they keep posting. It's just like, I give it a month. And sure enough, a month later... Oh, fuck.
The real people who learn really quickly about relationships. I mean, it's nice to say that you love that person.
Yeah.
Maybe once a week, maybe.
No,
but I'm just saying,
say it all the time to them.
a real relationship in that sense is, you can see the fakers and you can see those who are making
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
You can see those who are just trying to play it off. Oh, love my babes, got me flowers, or got me this or that. I mean, that's fine. But when you post it every fucking day, know it's dying because it's either... Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it. But in a sense, let's give Facebook advice. Let's give Facebook advice. Let's go into other things. What other things can we give advice about people that are so annoying? Here's one. Fucking stop the hashtag that says, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh my God.
I don't ever want to fucking see that. If I see that, I will report you as an abuser of sexual content on Instagram. Fucking stop that shit. You are fucking so retarded. You are so stupid. I need to be over there in a fucking Pampers and wipe your ass. Do not put sorry, not sorry. Just don't fucking put anything. Just put your damn picture in 1 word or 3 words and be happy with it.
Sorry, not sorry is 3 words.
Well, not as a hashtag.
Bullshit. It is total bullshit. If you're not
sorry, not sorry.
you're not fucking sorry. You bitch, you lied to me. Yeah. Fuck
Jesus
that.
fucking Christ.
That shit will get me going. Fuck that.
What other hashtags do you... No makeup. I always love putting that
those,
one
dude.
because it's like... I
those.
never
I
wear
love
no
those.
makeup, but I just I love it. I'm just like, no makeup. Hashtag.
Well, what's awesome is
Wow, be impressed that you're not wearing makeup today, bitch. Like,
what's awesome though is like being a girl and you see a girl that has like hashtag no makeup. It's like
but you can tell.
you have eyeliner on. You have fake
You got caught,
bitch. Like
You got caught.
Bullshit.
Your mother just hashtag sorry, not sorry on my feed. You're over. I'm blocking you. No, I'm kidding. No, it's just so annoying. What other hashtags fucking... I'm going to get on Instagram right now.
No filter.
No
fuck
filter.
that.
Nobody gives a shit if you don't have a filter or not.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful picture. Leave it alone. No one gives a shit if you put a fucking hashtag or... Sorry, a filter or not. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting... Oh, here we go. I'm going to start reading some stupid-ass hashtags right now. So, continue talking. What other hashtags do you
I would
fucking
just say that the 14 to 38 pictures you took before you got that one that was just right, You actually look as shitty in that picture
Yes, thank
as you
you.
thought you looked in
Fuck
all the
yeah.
other ones, and we can tell that you look awful.
You took 48 pictures. We know that's
You know,
the
I
best
also-
one of those shitty 8.
I also like the bigger gals. You know, I'm not hating, but the bigger gals that'll always take.
If you listen,
Like,
It's just the face, so you can get
No,
perfectly
no,
the shadow
face,
hides.
the face, but then
Secret
like
boobies.
but then
Yeah.
like their lack of cleavage, so it's just like their clavicle right there. It's just like
can you think of anything sadder than a big gal with small tits?
Or
Like,
even worse,
God
is
couldn't
when
give
they
you the
have
one
juicy
thing.
or sexy
that
on
you
their
naturally
ass.
should be
Oh my
having.
god.
The one thing that like big girls usually have is like a big old set of jungle tits, and God like couldn't even give them that. But as far as like the whole profile picture or like the dating site picture, where, and we've talked about it on the Wasatch Front podcast, just a couple things. I want all dating sites to require any profile picture for a girl to be holding a newspaper from that day while standing on a digital scale.
Thank
And
you.
if I can't see your fucking collarbones, I know you're fat. Fuck you. Quit trying to trick every guy. It's not nice.
You can't see their collarbone. Good point, dude.
I wouldn't even mind if
That's good.
I wouldn't even mind if the motor vehicles, the Department of Motor Vehicles or whatever, when you go down to get a new driver's license, if there was a floor scale with a digital readout behind you, so when girls are like, 117, and it really says about 162.
Right.
It's about
Maybe
time
in
we
the bra, yeah.
we start knowing. God forbid you ever go missing and you have me looking for like a fit girl. Okay, that you're not helping anyone. So, just a few. It's a pretty sensitive subject for me, mostly because I'm not photogenic.
I want everyone to go follow me on Instagram fucking right now. At Just Gotta Look. JUST Gotta GOTTA Look. It's spelled like look.
With zeros.
Fucking follow me. Guys, I need more than 50 likes, god damn it. Jesus. No, I'm kidding, guys. But no, seriously, hashtags, they annoy me. Sorry Not Sorry is the biggest one. No makeup.
No, it pisses me off.
No
Fuck
filter.
that shit.
Nobody gives a fuck. Like, really, it's like this is your Instagram, and you maybe have these guys, but I don't know. Facebook relationships too. It's just like if you have a good relationship. There's a good quote that just said, "If good relationships don't really be public about it," in the sense of like,
Yeah, no,
we
you
don't
are
post
fucking
everything.
right.
They
Completely.
don't talk about everything. It's like if you have a good relationship, people will know or they'll think it or whatever. But you don't fucking say, doing this, doing that, going here, going there, sucking his dick right now. Hashtag
Right.
smiley face. That you know, it's like
Help out there.
just had sex.
No,
Got
that's
me
what
off.
like,
Coming.
The best kind of relationships I've ever seen is when a dude and chick, or whatever your sexual orientation is, it's when you're best friends or friends for a long fucking time, best friends, whatever, for a long fucking time, and eventually you're just like, oh fuck, we're dating, aren't we? That's usually the best relationship I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Yep.
Because then you literally are each other's best friend. You're like, oh god, we're each other's best friends, and then it just fucking progresses from there.
I think it's beautiful. I think that those are long-lasting relationships. Shit, I really wish we could talk about this one person, but we're not going to talk about it.
Don't do it.
We'll talk about it after the podcast about what he's going on. But
Hey, no, wait, just real quick. Everybody's got their own shit we're dealing with. Like, if he's going through some serious shit...
oh no, he's just doing some silly shit to try to get a woman, and it's absolutely silly. But we won't talk about it.
That's another good point.
I just wish
Don't
I could
fucking
wake
lie
him
who
up.
you are.
Yeah.
That'll fuck shit up.
So I work with this guy at Activist in
A place.
a place, just
good.
some
You're
random
good.
place, you know. And I'm gonna say his name because he's so fucking retarded that it's ridiculous. But there's this guy. He's about 50 years old. His name's Lynn, and
His name's Bob.
Pretty fucked up of his parents to give him a girl's name.
right?
Off to a bad strike one, straight out of the womb.
Well,
I'd hit it.
but this guy literally he'll come to work early and then he'll
Leave
maybe do something, maybe he won't. But he'll come into work early and then he'll sleep. And then he'll get onto like
What?
LDS singles.
Oh, I
or
love that website. dude.
Match.com.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Farmers Only?
No.
The commercial, it's like Farmers Only. What does it say? Sure,
You
I know the
don't have
jingle.
to
I
be
know the
lonely.
jingle. Yep, at
Farmers
Farmers Only.
Yeah, I remember singing that. That was cool.
by
They're
the
fun
way.
to fuck with people.
And it's the cows. The cows are like sitting there.
Right.
You don't have to be lonely, farmer.
Oh my
You know,
god.
as he, he's pretty much just saying, "Stop fucking the sheep, man. Stop fucking the sheep, and go get yourself a piece of pussy."
Yeah. Bad means no.
You don't have to be lonely.
The best results I've gotten on dating sites is on blackpeoplemeet.
Did you ever get on niggaspace.com when it was
What?
It was MySpace, but niggaspace. You had to be black to join. So of course,
No.
What are you
fake
talking
profile.
about,
Yeah.
man?
I just
awesome.
get
I
some
was the
fake
best
profile.
wigger on nigga's face. Are you
Dude,
kidding
I
me?
actually hear that
my
MySpace
God.
is making a comeback. I'm not 100% sure.
No,
Nope,
no.
it's
Facebook
not.
is dying though. You are
No.
right.
It
You
is
know why?
absolutely sure.
It's because of all
Yeah.
the young kids.
Let's talk
with
about
parents
why
on there.
Facebook is going poop.
Parents are on it. A lot of
The ass?
The ads and the sharing. Quit fucking sharing your
that's what
stupid
it is.
memes, your fucking best of vines, your fucking like whatever those
That's
those
one of
bit
it. I will
those
agree.
bitch strips, those
Bit
e-cards.
strips
Fuck
are
you.
bitch,
I've
yeah.
seen every joke. It's like this whole thing where people
It's Reddit.
people that aren't, if you're not funny enough to say something funny, you're not funny enough to decide something's funny either. So quit fucking sharing. I can't even look at Facebook anymore. It's ridiculous. I
well, I
can't.
can't
ruined
stand
my
the bit
life.
strips. Those bug me. Yeah, but no, like Facebook should have its own Reddit. Like it literally is basically Reddit nowadays.
I know what you're
It's its
saying.
own thread.
Repost this, repost that. My wife, I mean, I love her to death, but she will show. I mean, she barely gets on Facebook, and when she does, she gets on like 2 weeks after I've seen everything. Where is she?
He's not.
Oh
talking about
shit!
it. Oh
She's
shit!
here.
Change subject.
No, but she'll show me
Thanks.
everything, and she'll show me this. Have you seen this picture of this video? And I'm like,
saw
honestly,
it
everyone
2
that
days
shares,
ago.
I'm like, I've seen that like 3 weeks ago.
Reddit,
Like,
dude.
it's
Yeah,
like-
it
it's not
ruins
wrong.
shit.
The
But it's
funniest
because of
thing
Reddit.
is like your 40-year-old aunt that's like, check this out, and it's been on the fucking internet's been around for about 2 decades, bitch. We've all seen that.
What's even worse is the fucking news is getting their information from Reddit nowadays. It's like you fucked up. But anyways, what were you talking about?
Just the fact that Facebook. What else is making
no, she was
Facebook
saying
go
something.
downhill? What made it good back in the day? Well, I think it was honestly. Everyone was slowly starting to get into it. There was less. People were starting to post on actually people's
that's
walls.
Yeah.
People stop now posting on people's walls. I try to fucking go out of my way, and I'm going to give a quick shout out because someone did. But someone comments like it's almost this battle, right? That you have an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, or these people or these things that you're friends with, but you're like trying to prove you're cool. Still like, I'm fine without you. Fuck you. But it's a whole sense of like. People will post statuses and these things and these quotes, and I mean, I'm guilty of all of them too.
We are.
But in the sense of like that, we're trying to prove to others that we're cooler, that we're doing cooler stuff. That
It's
we're
like when a guy breaks up with his girlfriend or she leaves him, and then he's like sitting in his basement and he tags himself at the Golden Gate Bridge.
I love that. Fuck yeah.
Have you ever
fuck
seen
yeah.
in San Francisco?
You know why he does that?
So
You know why he
she
does
can
that,
look
though?
at it. And
Have
be
you seen
like,
that documentary?
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, why? By the way,
Because
She's
every
seeing his shit.
all these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are just for show. I call it eye wash. You're only good for the eyes. You have no substance or anything. Everybody just wants to just be perceived as being something they're not, and that's really.
Yeah.
But again, Facebook. Fuck, get on there. Like, literally, get on Facebook and scroll down like 20 posts. Not one of them is an original thought anymore. It's all just shared piece of shit videos.
No,
They're fucking
you're right.
I'm gonna have to.
To an
I'm
extent.
gonna-
To an
To an
disagree.
extent.
I'm gonna disagree.
But
with
no,
that.
I agree with you with the share, the pictures, the damn things. It's like, why can't someone upload a new link for themselves?
Wait, what part are you guys disagreeing
Okay,
with?
the
truth.
original.
I've seen a lot
the
of
original
original
thought.
shit.
Like
You especially, Mitch. Your comments and your things, and then I love that you put always the trademark,
Yeah,
the
the
little
trademark.
logo.
Yeah.
Well,
But your status is this guy will talk about shitting on his sister's bed, like he'll do it, and that's the thing. He's not when he's saying shit. This guy's really doing it, and that's
I'll
what
post pictures.
I guess
I'll
I'm
prove that
following
shit.
the wrong group of people.
Yeah.
But I don't see.
I unfollow.
So you're
so
saying
many people
when
from
you guys
Facebook.
get on Facebook and you go down, it's just a bunch of people with original posts?
No.
No.
That-
Actually, you know what?
you're right.
I will
No.
agree with you right there. I fucking hate when somebody takes a meme or something like that and they post as their status like as if they're original. It's like, dude,
Well, that's what I'm
I saw it on
saying.
Reddit 3
Yeah.
weeks ago. Fuck yourself.
Yeah,
That
that's what
pisses
I'm
me
saying.
off.
It's
Yeah.
you guys might be different. You might like get on and post something creative or whatever, but 90% of Facebook is a shared meme, a Vine, like a best of Vines horseshit,
Yeah.
or like a quote. And it's like fucking quotes. Look up
Marilyn Monroe
next
quotes.
yes,
Oh my
next time you
God.
see a Marilyn Monroe quote on there, it doesn't happen every time, but Google the fucking quote. It's not even Marilyn Monroe
Right.
half the fucking
Right.
time. These dumb bitches are like, oh my god, this coke snorting adulteress was such an inspiration to women.
Right.
What the fuck?
She may. I will give her
So
credit where she
hot.
may have like passed it down, so younger generations could figure that out, which is cool. But
The quote or
her
the
life in
quote?
general is like, if you look at it history, it's like, well, you fucked up here, here, and here. You know, like,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
People are crazy. Bitches be crazy.
I just love
That goes for man and woman.
I just love empowered women. They read a Marilyn Monroe quote and their nipples get all hard and they're like,
Right.
I don't even.
Have you ever
Yeah,
seen
right.
Marilyn? Like, okay, there's a movie called Marilyn, by the way. Sorry. I want to say it's on Amazon. If not, you can watch it on YouTube. I'm sure you can
Yeah.
find it.
Netflix.
But it's called Marilyn. It's a very interesting movie. It's about her, and she's on this movie set, and she was very insecure with herself to extend. I mean, imagine why. But
Good reason.
she
For
was
very good
very
reason, she was
insecure, and then
fat.
she'd be in this movie and these things like that, and then she's married. She'd been married multiple times, and she would just
Fuck
fuck
with
around with
multiple
people
men.
on set and these
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, JFK included. JFK. I don't want to get into JFK.
I don't know the.
Lee Harvey did not do it alone.
Right.
That's all I'm
They've
saying.
actually got.
Yep.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Wait, whoa. Say what you were just going to
Well,
say.
no, just they found recent proof that maybe he wasn't the shooter.
No shit.
Yeah, they're like, well. But the thing is, when they went to go get the body, I don't know if you noticed that, but when they went to get the body wasn't there.
Body of
It's been moved.
Body
JFK.
of who?
His body's been moved. So why would you hide a body
what?
like that?
Wait, who was going to get his body though? I mean, who would have been
Actually, I
going?
don't know. Good question. Can we Google that?
Yeah.
I do know it was
Just type
people
in
that were
JFK
researching.
body-
I know that
Moved? Maybe.
his body moved.
I don't know. Very
Zombies.
interesting though.
Zombies.
No.
Could
I
be.
don't know.
I don't know. Does anyone?
I would like to give a
I don't
shout
like
out to
Breaking
his,
Bad.
his wife Jackie
For
because
shit.
I don't even have
Grabbing brain.
I've never even had a girl that would like even think to like open a door for me or like make sure like tell me like the soup was hot so it didn't burn my mouth, and this bitch like dove for like a chunk of skull.
This woman.
Yeah.
Like in the
Not
crossfire, who knows if
Yeah.
more bullets are coming? Shout out
That
to her.
is
That's
fucking
wrong.
true, dude. If you
Yeah.
watch that video, and people think she's just leaning back to like security guard, help me, or I guess the Secret Service, but she's grabbing brain. She's
Yeah.
grabbing some fucking brain.
You ever
She's been
grabbed
giving me
brain
some
before?
brain.
There's some crazy.
I think
you
that's a quote. I
imagine,
think that's a
though, like-
Marilyn Monroe quote. So.
I don't. Could you? Jesus.
But
Just
wait.
imagine being the president. By the way, watch the documentary Mitt on Netflix. It's just about Mitt Romney. Not a big fan of him. I don't love him. I didn't vote for him. But it's an interesting documentary view into how running to it, and also showing how insecure he is, and also how fucked up that guy is.
Make
man.
sure you get the right one because there's also a documentary called Mitt, and it's about people that call baseball gloves mitts. And they're really like the most fucking annoying people I've ever dealt with. in my
Louisville
life.
Slugger. I know what you're saying. Yeah, just watch it. It's very interesting. It's kind of a laugh. Well, it depends on what side you're on. If you like him, great. If you're not, whatever. I hope he does not run next time. I hope someone fucking beats his ass because I'm can't get into the topic. I'm not gonna get into
Done.
it.
Yeah.
But I think it's
Calm
very silly.
I would.
Man, you're bashing my
I-
relative.
I would
No.
say. I would
Wait, you're
s-
related to that guy?
Yeah.
Well, that means you come
He's
from
my
a
second
polygamous
cousin.
family.
Yeah.
You do?
I don't know. Maybe. Romney's. It's okay.
Okay, we won't get into it.
Throw up the gang signs like
Look at me. What's up?
you're in my hood now.
Okay.
Their gang sign is just a dollar sign. Rich motherfucker.
Hey, fucking man. Dude, I'm
And
reading
I
a
would,
book.
I would
right
have
now.
nothing against with a savvy businessman becoming our president. Just
True.
Actually,
like-
Google.
We want to talk about that. Let's get. Ah!
Our government's about to crumble anyways. It's
Dude,
like, who's
okay,
gonna
wait.
step in, Google?
Can we step into the financial system for a second? I just listened to Joe Rogan's podcast. He had this beautiful guy, smart financial analyst.
Was it,
The-
Pat?
Peter Schiff.
Or Peter?
Yep.
Yeah, I listened to
Fucking
it too.
dude, that was the hardest podcast to ever listen to because it was such it was very disagreement. Like this guy's invested in. Do you know what fracking is? Like
Oh, dude, it is dangerous.
and lighting
Fuck
your
fracking.
fucking water on
that guy-
fire and
In
your
West
soup
Virginia,
and
their
shower.
water is fucking poisonous as fuck.
Yeah.
I think it's West Virginia or New
North
Jersey.
Dakota.
You can light
Yeah.
their fire on water with lighter.
Yeah, it's
And
fucking-
this is
Their
drinking
fire.
water. This is cooking. This is showering. It's a joke.
you can't drink that. You'll get literally fucking toxic from it. You
Yep.
don't-
And
fuck
this
that.
is all from fracking. This guy's invested in it, and Joe's trying to make a point like, don't you realize like this is fucking shit? He's like, well, there's not that much proof, and then but he's got money, so much
But
money
there's
invested.
companies there fracking. It's like
All
they're
the farmers
fracking
are
right
fracking.
fucking there. Like, how can you not fucking put two and two together? It's right there.
Yeah, it's
That was my
It's
second
almost-
Joe Rogan podcast that I listened to. I was like,
Really?
listens to this crap?
no. That one's
Yeah.
very annoying. I've
It
never
was.
listened to any of them like that. That one was very hard to listen to. Like Mikkel had to shut it off. I had to shut it off for a minute. It took me
Pissed
3
off.
days to finally listen to the full extent of it because it's so it's so much information in one, and number two is they don't see eye to eye, so it was this fighting, constant fucking bull battle. And that's why I try to do with my podcast is not get necessarily that. Try to get both sides, but I also just can't do because I don't like hurting people's feelings. I guess, but no, it was a hard podcast to listen to. But the sense of financial craziness is about to go down. I know within China, Jeff's an expert on that. I just read about it the other day on the internet. 31st of January is supposed to be fucking insane with China. Come over here real quick and talk if you can.
Well, they're talking about one of their biggest banks, and it's actually the biggest bank in the world. Like if you just based off assets, isn't going to be able to pay their investors once a certain stock matures, and it's going to. A lot of financial analysts think it's going to crash the Chinese market.
That's probably when they're going to fucking ask America, "Hey, pay up," and we're like, "Oh, we're bankrupt."
Well, that's the one nice thing about the deal with that is China, and it's actually a thing that in certain ways keeps America safe, in my opinion, and in other people's opinions, is because we have loan agreements with China. I mean, it's just like a bank loan. Christian gets one for this house. It's for 30 years. He has 30 years to pay it back. That's the terms of the loan. They can't just come to Christian tomorrow and say, "Give me all the money."
But how long is that term?
That I don't know exactly. But yeah, China, it's in their best interest to allow us to continue to pay on that debt. So I mean, we're kind of safe there. But I mean, there's a lot of shady international financial things going on. That I mean, it's very volatile. And it's kind of scary. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like we'll never probably even be privy to understand or know the extent of the financial dealings of. I mean, think about like the companies you work for. You don't even know how their finances work. Now put it on a global scale. I mean, it's just I would never even pretend that my puny mind could even understand it.
Well, eventually, I don't know if you've been like paying attention to like physicists and all that. Michio Kaku, I believe his name is. He talked about 3 different types of civilizations. One, he goes into all of them. I can't remember exactly all of them because it's been probably like a year since I've researched it. But he talked about a global scale, a solar system scale, and a universal scale. People that can, 1, harvest the earth to do what they want. 2, people that can harvest everything in the solar system. And 3, galactic. Would not surprise me if we've already got somebody else out there that's able to do it, because we have our own doppelganger solar system. I don't know if you saw that, but like in our own backyard, we've got our own doppelganger solar system that looks just like ours. Chances are those fuckers have already beat us. Like, because think about humans, how fucking right. Think about the humans, like we're fucking built to destroy ourselves. Like, think about it, we're just fucking that stupid. We're built on our ego and shit. Like, fuck that guy. I'm gonna take. That's
where evolution needs to stop. We've evolved. We can evolve more, but I only hope that we evolve in the sense
right direction.
I hope. Otherwise, I'm taking cyanide, dude. I'm going good night. Good night.
It's funny. I think it's called like a dot in space. It's like a 3-minute video, and it shows like it's just a brief world history of all our wars and all the fighting and everything we've done. And as the 3 minutes is elapsing, it's the camera's just panning farther and farther away from Earth, and it ends up. And the point the guy's like. And all this is happening just on a speck in space. Like we think that matters. Like we think it matters because
we fucking don't matter.
How old's America? Like 200 years, almost 50 years. Look at fucking Roman times. They were able to last for 2,000 years. Human history is only 4,000, maybe 450,000 years old. It's like compare that to everything else galactic. It's like we're nothing but a shit stain on humanity.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy to think, and the sad thing is like our mind, like your mind couldn't possibly even comprehend like how far away Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune. Like our minds aren't even. You're not even capable of comprehending that. Yeah. So to just pretend to anyone could understand the universe and like the workings. I mean,
I think it matters on going smaller. Like I've definitely noticed one of the Hermetic principles is as above, so below. And like I never realized
that is Masonic to a T.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But like,
go. No,
it's fucking amazing how when we go smaller, I bet you anything. As soon as we go small enough, like as we figured out the Higgs boson and all that shit, like if we go small enough, I bet you anything we can see it. I don't think it'll ever happen in my lifetime, but if you go small enough, like I bet you anything we're gonna see people on that little planet. Like think about it. And if you branch out, I bet you get big enough and big enough. This whole fucking universe is probably just one fucking atom to the whole, you know? Like, it blows my goddamn mind.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like, you can't even comprehend, like, what... Yeah.
Well, we can't even see atoms, and that's why I think it's so funny is so many people run off the idea that there is stuff of the unknown, right? Or we're talking paranormal ghosts. I think it's very scientific. Most people think, oh, it's
Yeah.
religious, right? We're talking afterlife.
But you can- all
We're
of us
talking
felt
about
it.
it's
Yeah.
scientific. Why do you think your hair stands on end when you feel this magnetic force? Why do you think sometimes you feel like something enters you? Whatever. Yes, I believe a lot of people, the whole speaking in tongues, blah, 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 blah. Yeah,
Right.
that's just you being a fucking fool. You watch all those Christian channels where people are like, I cast the devil out of you, and they're just sitting there, blah, 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 blah. But you know they're doing it for the fact
right.
of trying to prove the point to the point. What I believe is that there's science will eventually get there, but we have a lot of other fucking shit to really worry about in the sense of let's find out where we came from, what we're doing, why are we here, what's the point here?
God, yeah.
Richard Dawkins type shit in the sense of that's what we have to figure out right now. But I believe scientifically there is a reason or a purpose why there is proof. I don't know how you want to talk about it. I don't know how you want to go about it. I don't know whatever. I know it's a sticky subject, but the sense of there is not necessarily an afterlife. What the fuck is an afterlife? Because again, when we're talking about the spirit box, when I'm talking to people, what's it like over there? Sometimes you'll hear heaven. You'll hear hell, but then you also hear. I've heard other like don't leave church. But then I also hear others that just like, it's fine.
Well,
great.
think about, like,
but they
us
don't
here.
know that they're dead in this sense. It's weird.
Well,
I don't know what's going on over there.
Think about
Or
us here.
what's-
Like, I bet you anything that's on another scale. Like, imagine people here. Some of us are living through hell. Like, some of us have some serious shit.
That's
we're
what I
going through.
believe, dude.
Yeah.
Heaven and hell are right here on earth. You
Well,
can make it.
It's just a different scale of it. It's got to be like not a higher up, but a different time frame.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. I agree. No, I agree. This world's absolutely...
fucked up.
What the fuck is this world? What the fuck are we? What purpose? I mean, when you think about it, really, if we're talking right now, we're like a grain of sand and a dot. Again, you just pan out, just like you were saying. You pan out. Imagine getting out of the solar system. You look at that. I mean, the most humbling picture I've ever seen is from the Hubble, by chance, and you look at that one picture where they just took a picture in the blackness of space, and they said, "Oh, maybe something will come out." They exposed it. Sure enough, how many galaxies do you
Right.
fucking see?
You can see that
and
from
you're like,
the
"Oh,
naked eye. Yeah.
guys, I mean something." And you're right. We do mean something to each other, and that's why fucking people have to stop beating the shit out of each other, proving that they're cooler than another person, that their fucking ego will kill them, that they have to do better, that they have to be an asshole to those who are just trying to live their life, who are not, people call like, I heard this on Bill Maher's show today, but like, Democrats or people that are like, let's avoid war, let's maybe make peace, let's stop fucking going to war and doing these bombings and this bullshit. I'm not saying Obama's doing it. I mean, he's done shit. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Every president who gets there thinks they want to go in, they're going to change the world, but at the end of the day, they get in the hot seat and they're like, just kidding.
They're just
We're
a
in
face.
charge.
They are
so
just a
chill.
face, yeah.
And the deal is they find out, but they go in for the right intent. What I'm saying is
They did.
that the people, that say like Republicans, right? We're here to fight for freedom. We're going to go to Iraq. We're going to kill them. The what do they call them? The fucking terrorists. But what do they really call it? I'm trying to remember. The evildoers and all this bullshit. That's what they call these guys. And they say that they're going to go and kill them and whatever. But maybe the right
1980s,
approach is to see that these are people. They have energy. They have spirits. They have families. They have whatever. The best song I can ever remember that has to kind of do with this topic is Bin Laden by Immortal Technique. It switches because it's like,
I love that
if
fucking
tonight
song, yeah.
fucking people or another country invaded the hood tonight, meaning like Brooklyn, right? If these Saudi people came into Brooklyn randomly that night, do you not think that those fucking people would stand up and start shooting back too?
Yeah.
If these people came from another country and like, well, guys, we're in charge here. What do you think they're doing?
It's our
They-
territory.
they're terrorists. They're bad people. They're fucking trying to make sure their kids don't die tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're just trying to make sure, and
correct.
it's complete bullshit that we're in fucking Iraq. I'm sorry, I don't approve of the army. I don't approve of that bullshit, and it's whatever. And if you're in it, fantastic. I understand, and I love you because I know that you are doing it maybe in the right mindset, or you were coerced into it, or whatever. Yeah. And you give us this right, the fact that I can talk free speech right now on this fucking podcast. I love it, but. If you have a choice, don't fucking join, guys. You guys are a pawn in this chess game.
I almost did.
And we all do because we think for 1 second, that's okay. There's a signing bonus. We'll be good. I'll never go to war. I'll never.
Well,
Yeah, my
a lot
ass.
of, there's two main reasons with a lot of people I know that would join. There's one, the paycheck, which is nice. But
Amen.
two,
Don't get me wrong.
Two, it was legal
For some
murder.
people, it's right though.
Yeah.
And some people, I think that they need structure. Like I love my brother to death, but the poor bastard needs to either join. I worry about him so bad, like because I love my fucking brother, But he's doing some dumb choices. He's making some dumb financial choices. He's making some, I'm not going to talk about it, but some choices and health issues and things and messing around and getting too experienced. And then this girl he's fucking dating, it's all a fucking joke. And I just sometimes wish either two options, and I love him to death. Either one, I want to stop worrying about you. Please go die. I love you to death, but please just fucking stop doing it because it hurts me. And it fucking kills me to worry and think about it because I'm sick of babysitting you. And number two is, go join the army and maybe get some structure and come back and let me see, you're a man. Like you've grown up. And everyone does different. But give me some advice here because I love my brother to death. He's making 19, almost 20 in March. And I know looking back I was stupid myself, but I love him to death, but he's got the stupid girl making bad decisions for him. Maybe some drugs, paraphernalia, some medication are involved. He's being dumb with it. Maybe he's doing some other stupid stuff. And I love him to fucking death. But I don't want to, go and see his grave and see him fucking dead because he made the stupid choices. And I try to chime in and try to make choices and assist him with it. Or number two is he can wake up, grow the fuck up, maybe become a man, maybe learn some things or whatever because he's making dumb financial choices and things and this stuff. And the real world hasn't hit him. And I feel like me talking, here I am, the brother. But anyone else who talks, maybe he'll listen to. I get it. Cool.
Well, have you tried talking to him about this?
I have. And he doesn't fucking get it. He just thinks that that I'm always there being way too hard on him, that I'm whatever. But in the greatest sense, I'm trying to make sure this guy doesn't fucking go to jail, or he does not die, or that this girl does not get pregnant, and that he gets fucked over, and for the rest of his life he's with, whatever it is. And I love him to fucking death, and I know he'll never listen to this podcast because he doesn't give two shits. But I love him to fucking death, and I just think he's not making the greatest choices. And again, like I said, we're all dumb. When we're young, we do dumb fucking shit. But I just... It would give me peace sometimes knowing maybe he was just at rest. And I don't want him to die. I want him to get rest and learn really quickly. But I don't ever want to come to the point of me, for his best sake, taking him to fucking, not juvie or whatever, because he's old enough. He could go to jail for this stuff. If I were to turn him in, he could possibly go to jail for some stupid shit he's doing. And I don't want him to get to that. And I don't want to hear people talking shit on my brother because I love him to death. And I don't want to talk shit to my brother because I love him to death and I know he's a good person inside. But he's just surrounded by stupid fuck-ups who think that this is how life goes. Just pop some pills, have fun, fuck around, and be stupid. But you're a piece of fucking shit and you're taking my brother down. Get the fuck away from him. No, I'm dead fucking serious. Get the fuck away from my brother. That's all.
You might have to step in and kick some ass. One thing I love about fucking family in general is when somebody fucks with family, you fuck them up.
And I don't want to fuck anyone because I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to be stupid. I love him, man. I love him.
Have you ever been to jail?
No, fuck no.
Okay, so I've been once in my life. I did something stupid. I got charged with domestic violence. Domestic violence, criminal mischief, because I broke a bunch of my own stuff. But because of what happened is she had legal interest, so I got charged with it. It was misdemeanor, basically slap on the wrist and don't go to jail again. That's basically what it was. However, probably the best thing that ever happened in my life because, one, I now have earned a sense of freedom that I will never get from not going to jail. So one right there, I kind of hope he does go to jail because then he'll learn that.
I hope he doesn't get to that, but
what he does with it after the fact. He hopefully he will learn to be better.
What I'm scared of is if it ever came to that point, would he be able to pick himself up off of his feet and continue with what's going on, or get a job, or yada yada yada? And I don't want to put him in that place. I want him to learn really quick and fast and fine. Really, it comes down to a girl. Girls. If you are fucked up, I know, and men too, if you're hanging out with a boyfriend who's really fucked up, involved with some stupid shit, doing some stupid shit, selling some stupid shit or whatever, my brother's not involved with any, but if you're around those influences of people,
get rid of them.
You've got to. The 5 people you hang out with the most, you'll always be within 10% of every time in their life, whether that's cars, money, wealth, happiness, love, gratitude, whatever it comes down to, you're always going to be within 10% of those 5 people you hang out with the most.
Yep.
If those 5 people are taking you down,
fucking get rid of them immediately.
Thank you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I ask. And I love my brother to death. I wish him the best. I hope him the best. I know that it's coming from complete gratitude and happiness. I really love him, and I want him to do what's best for himself. But by no means do I want to worry. No human being should ever wish that another person was at peace, meaning death, that would mean I'm at peace. because I know that he has it within himself to change and to be happy and to love himself, and he deserves it more than anyone. He's the best kid in the entire world, but the only reason that's taking him down is around stupid fucking 5+ friends that
you're
fuck him up,
right.
and they're pieces of shit, and they're going nowhere in fucking life, and I fucking hate. I love them to death inside, and I hope that I'm gonna wish them the best. I hope they figure out their own shit, but that's it. But let's talk about something else. Enough about that fucking shit. But life is a fucking trippy thing, dude. We're here pretending that we think, inside of our brain, the best way to think about it is that we're fucking watching. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Did you
Walter.
poop too?
No, I just peed.
Oh, me neither.
We
But that
all
just-
use Christian's bathroom.
Yeah, well, I need to go shoot here too. But it's just
Fuck
like
yeah.
life's crazy, man. We're all the main characters of our own movie, and it's
Life's a stage and we're all in the cast. Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne. Fuck yeah. Anyway.
is that in the song?
Yeah, dude. Crazy Train.
I need to re-listen to it then, because I just listen to Crazy Train. That's all I know.
Randy Rhoads, dude.
No,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but that's very yeah, it's a good thought. I mean, that's really what it is you're the main character of your own movie. You're the Walter Mitty of your own movie, and then everyone else is this co-character of you. How you write your movie, the script you want to write, that's all up fucking to who. That's all up to you. So you choose what you want to do, where you want to go, what you want to experience, and that the people you're around, those co-characters, will either take you or break you.
I got a great story for you. Anyways, past 9-10 months, kind of lost myself because lost wife,
We all do.
kid,
Sure,
or not
sure,
wife, wasn't married yet.
Sure.
Woman, kid, and all that. And so I kind of decided I'm gonna fucking learn this part of life that I know I need to go through. And you have to lose yourself, but don't get lost, because if you get lost, you'll fuck yourself. So
Yes.
not all wonder who lost. Kind of a Devil Driver song. It's pretty cool. But anyways, I've definitely walked through meth lab, seen people do heroin, serious shit, and you definitely, once you see it, you learn from it. Don't fucking do it. Whatever you do, don't fucking do those drugs. Because, do you remember, I'll call her Kenzie. Do you remember her dying recently?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. She let a demon come back and haunt her because she was trying to get over it. And it's like, after seeing so many people, my friends, fucking die off that shit, it's like, what the fuck?
No, it's so true. I mean, I don't want to say death dies in threes, but it added up to number 3 there.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's people let these things haunt them, and I don't want to ever. People can make that choice. I mean, you can avoid that shit. You just have to hang out with the right people, and you have to ask for. Sometimes you have to ask for assistance, and there's no shame in if you are really trying to really do what's really good for you, and you want to get over. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's liquor. Maybe it's whatever that's killing you. Maybe it's a woman. Maybe it's a man. Maybe people. I mean, if you're in an abusive relationship, if people are beating the shit out of you, if you're in an abusive relationship with yourself, and you want some assistance on how to treat yourself better, ask. If you don't ask, you can't receive. And and we're all here to assist you. I know all the 5 people here at this fucking table are more than happy to assist anyone with being happy or changing their mindset or love and happy, whatever it's called.
Getting pulled over on 90th South and beating the shit out of a guy. Well, basically, he's in the back seat and he's strangling his sister in the front seat, and I'm punching him while I'm driving. I'm like, fuck
No
this.
fucking
So
shit.
pulled off on 90th South on the freeway, parked that car, run the back seat, jump on top of him, beat the fuck out of him, dude. I could not fucking take this. I was so pissed off. Of course she blames me. You fucking piece of shit, you hit him. I'm like, yeah, he was killing you. I have a right to beat his ass,
People
not
are
my
weird.
car.
That's something that's very interesting. I think that's maybe it has to do with, it's got to do with psychology. But that interest of, and I've learned this recently because of I'm reading this book called Under the Banner of Heaven, and it's about polygamy and things like that. But here are these polygamous people, or people that are really being harmed by, say, one individual. Yeah. And these individuals are hurting this person. And when the cops or physical people or people come to take action, maybe beating the shit out of someone, when they come to take action, they're not mad at the person who is the aggressor or the sexual,
usually they are
whatever the
first.
person. Yeah, until something happens, though. And when something happens, say a cop comes involved and they ask them, well, what happened? They'll back
say
up
a
the
thing.
person who fucked them up, who always hurts them, when all it would take is just something, saying, I want out. I want to get out. And it's the cult mindset. It's whatever mindset. It's the suction of the brainwashing with a boyfriend or a girlfriend situation or brother or sister. Or it's my family. Please don't put my brother in prison and jail. And again, like what you were saying earlier, is that maybe sometimes it's good for them. I think it is. But it's interesting how they back up sometimes and they get mad at the person who's really trying to assist and fix the situation with them. Say, look, I've been here. I've done this. Or I won't stand for this. I won't allow you to get beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
I'm
you
going to
fucking
stand
be a
up for
woman,
it.
That's not cool. And like a lot of people blame me for being a woman. I don't. Anytime I've ever had like push somebody on their asses because they wouldn't get it. Like
Stockholm syndrome is what your mom said.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's very true. It's fucked up. I mean, is it Stockholm syndrome, the idea of you're taken hostage and then you end up, sometimes when the cops or the people or the hostage people come around, they're like, they stand up or they're okay. They see the point of the person taken hostage and they're like, oh, please don't hurt him, don't harm him.
It's more like you join with your aggressor. Like, like you're kidnapped. You're held hostage for 10 years, and then, when you're finally...
Elizabeth Smart. I was just reading that in that book,
Yep.
Under the Banner of Heaven. They go into the Elizabeth Smart for one chapter, and it's very interesting because when the cops came, her biggest worry was, is he okay? Are you going to harm the man who just had, done this for 9 months or whatever? Because she... another interesting thing was they were saying, like, if it was a non-Mormon girl they would have taken, it would have never happened and went down the way it did because it's so easy to... If you're in this cult mindset, in this psychological area, that it's so very easy to whisper him into, well, God came to me and said this. But if you're outside of that, you're like, the hell do you mean God came to you and said, what the hell are you talking about? And then they'll want to get out. Whereas she was like, maybe God is saying this. Maybe, he's speaking some fancy words. He's saying some things. I'm a young girl, whatever. And he gets taken care of. And that her biggest thing when she got caught was, is this man going to be okay? You're going to take care of him, right? You're not going to hurt him. You're not going to put him in jail, right? Yeah. And she wouldn't, for minutes. I mean, she was full on faced. Here she is. I am Elizabeth Smart, but she's not saying she's Elizabeth Smart because she was so worried that they were going to take him away. But, and I don't blame her again.
Was fucking lucky, by the way. Most
it almost seems a little, I don't want to get into detail. It sounds a little conspiracy right there. Sounds a little, something may not been have set up to get some.
But what was crazy about it, though, is, like, not only would it not have happened to somebody, like, to a girl that wasn't religious, but it definitely would not have happened to a non-Mormon girl. Because exactly everything that he was telling her came from the Book of Mormon. So he's like,
you're right.
He's whispering these things to her, and so she's like, I grew up on this stuff. Maybe
it's very easy. It's very easy because then maybe in the back of her head that, when you tell a woman that if you do not conform to this or whatever, that you will burn in hell and that the gates of heaven will be closed and that you will never get there and that you have to become my wife because God really came to me and your parents are okay with this and yada, yada, yada. You get into a girl's head, especially a young girl who's like...
It could be boy or girl, by the way. Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're right. But in this situation, that's what it was, and it was just a bad situation that went down. And
I'm just fucking glad she was found alive. Completely, like I was.
Absolutely, that was mind blowing. I remember still the day I was on the school bus and we're driving, and all of a sudden over the radio on our school bus driving, and I remember I was like in fourth grade. I was like, holy shit, they found this girl that's been missing for a fucking plus, maybe a year or less. But like the fact that she's still alive, that's insane.
That's mind blowing.
And poor girl. I mean, many times they said they were going in the book. They were talking about that they had gone to parties and many things. And she was. It almost looked like a Middle Eastern woman who had her face covered and stuff like that. She was wearing the stuff like that, and she was there in front of plain public people. And I'm sure many people maybe who went to this party had seen her and not known it. It's pretty crazy. It's very interesting. So that's why I say don't judge others all the time. Because you may not know the story, or especially out in public, don't judge the book by the cover. Because sit down. That's a beautiful. That's a beautiful part of this podcast is that I can see the book and open up the cover. Like I can start looking through it. Because here's Mitch. You see Mitch. Yeah, he's got a beard. He looks like a badass. He's got a Metallica T-shirt on. People could read him as whatever.
I'm definitely not a serial killer.
But you get to know Mitch a little bit more, and you know that this motherfucker's smart. He knows his shit. He loves science. He's smart, and he actually has. He's got a beautiful mind, if I can say that. You have structure
I'd
to
wipe the fuck out of you.
But you have a great mind, and that you're a smart motherfucker. And same with Caitlin and anyone. But it's the whole sense of you really are. You guys are smart, and people need to stop judging people by their cover. Just stop saying stuff like stupid fucking shit on Facebook. Stop posting stuff. Stop.
All right, stop.
No, not you. There's funny stuff, and there's stuff that people say that mean that they're serious, and it is funny. Yeah. But they don't mean it to be funny. It's like, God, why?
I know this guy, and he is annoying as fuck. Like I am tired of his
sitting right here.
Fuck yeah.
No, but I am tired of seeing his fucking Instagram posts, his goddamn Facebook posts that are always the same thing, and it's always like hashtag Satanism, hashtag Satan saves at Walmart or something, you know, and he's like super into cooking, and so he'll like put some spice on a table and then just like make a pentagram with his finger or whatever. But he's like super depressed in life, and all he has to say is like F this, F that. Like,
anger, from what I understand with psychology and even science, I need to do my research on it, so please make sure you do it as well. If I understand right, anger is actually not even an emotion. It's produced by the I can't remember the name of the part of the brain, but it's all chemical reaction in your brain. Emotions are put off by different neurons, if I understand right, but anger is one that's different. And if I understand right, anger is a patch. It's to cover up the emotions you're hiding. So I understood when I was a really fucking angry individual, I was hiding a lot of shit, and now I really don't give a fuck, so I'm not going about it at all. But what I'm getting at is, like, if somebody's really angry, fucking pay attention, because there's more behind that scene. Like, it's fucked up.
Preach.
Yeah.
Limbic system.
Yeah. I gotta piss too, I'll be back.
Okay. No, I know what you're saying, man. It's, people are... They're fucking crazy. But we're all crazy, and that's the beautiful part, that we make this crazy psychedelic picture that everyone can stop and stare at and look at and laugh at or become aware at or learn from or whatever it is. I don't know. Jeff, you've been quiet tonight. Are you tired?
No, I just can't stop thinking about Spirit Box would be a sweet name for a super religious girl's vagina.
Crushing that pearl.
Yo, girl's vagina. It's it's talking. It's listen. Yeah. What else? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna read some of it. Okay.
I just don't like being in the room with smart people like these guys. I like
That's what I'm
it's
telling
just
you,
a
man. This
couple of fucking
podcast is
idiots.
crazy because these two are fucking smart and they know their shit. And I love it because it makes me feel stupid, and I love it.
Over there, like,
I know you're just so tired.
Oh, man.
I can tell
Come
you're
on,
tired.
Jay.
We'll finish it up here in a second, but pretty much, let's talk about really quickly. I know Mitch wants to chime in, but he's in the bathroom. But let's talk about that University of Utah guy. I heard about this today at work, and then I was like, okay, I got to learn a little bit more about this. He's a U of U guy who was a sperm donor. Well, he was not supposed to be, but he was working at a place of fertility. And then guys would come in and give their semen to be sperm donors in some sort. I don't know exactly. Maybe the fertility, right? Like, okay, inseminate my wife, artificially inseminate. And he would dump their semen, pour it out with water, and then go off and jack off into the capsule of whatever. Seal it back. And then now apparently he's dead. But a lady who just turned 21 out of Texas, or plus whatever, I don't know how old she is.
21.
In Texas, came out and it's like, well, who's my father? And she got that whole DNA test where they do that. You can get it done for like $99 to find out, genealogy, who you are, where you are, what you're from, what you got going on inside you. And then she found out, my dad's not my dad. And she said, oh, okay. And then they found out this guy has 1,000+ kids, man. This guy from the University of Utah has wiped out all the semen that came in that he was supposed to keep, jacked off into these things, put his own semen in there, and then artificially inseminated 1,000+
Was
people.
he a ginger?
And then he died. I don't know.
Because that would
a good
be
question.
fucked if he was a ginger.
Oh, man.
Just spreading around those soulless vessels.
I think this is his picture.
Let's see. Oh, he is!
He is one sexy son of a
Apparently
bitch.
he's dead. Word has it, the man is dead. No one can go after this guy now. The guy, whatever. But
Oh my god.
Sick
and word
mustache.
has it, so the first thing that happened, I heard, is that he had kidnapped a woman back in the day, took her in, and started doing sexual experiments on her, and like shocking her to try to make her orgasm and weird
Respect
things
the
like
kink.
that. And, well, yeah, but like I guess if she's not into it though, you're kidnapping a person and trying to make him that kink, and doing all these crazy things on her. So he had kidnapped people before, and then went to prison for it or jail, and then got out, and then got this job somehow with
How
his
the
place.
fuck do you put a person like that in charge of a sperm bank?
And she, he made it rain. Let's just say that.
Made it rain.
And
He should have been in the masturbation Olympics.
see, damn you
gold.
having to die. But apparently, the worst part is he was obviously he was psycho.
Well,
But that he actually had disease, like psychiatric diseases and things to him, and now he's passed that on through the blood
yeah.
to thousands of people who now are obviously some of them have to pick up some of it, obviously, and the poor people. I mean, you can't go after anyone, you can't blame anyone, but then that's your fucking father.
Yeah.
I agree with artificially insemination and things like that, but when this shit is going to happen, and it's happened, and now we have to stop and take a look at it, and there's got to be better protective
You know what's
boundaries.
fucked
We've
up
gotta,
more about that?
Sure.
When it was fucking reported at the University of Utah, you know what they did? They shut the fuck up. They knew it would bring bad on their name. And instead of reporting it and being like, hey, we got a problem, they shut the fuck up. It's like, take responsibility for your own shit. If you had one of your own employees do that, yeah, maybe you should report it. But they didn't say shit, so what the family did was all like, I'm going to bring it to the news, and now it's out in the public. That right there put the U of U kind of a notch down in my belt. They kind of fucked up.
No, I know what you're saying. I think that they should absolutely take.
So one of their employees
One of their own
taking
fucked up.
cups after cups of semen,
You would've caught on
throwing
by
it
some
in the
sort,
garbage,
I imagine.
and then
No,
filling
somebody
them
would've
up with his own
Mother Nature in
jizz.
general.
Every day.
Took him down a notch. And
Yeah.
You would know no offense to you gingers out there. I secretly love you. Not really.
But catching out saying that my husband is blonde hair, blue eye, whatever, and here comes a ginger.
It's
You're
mutation.
saying
like,
that? Or what?
like, what I'm saying is, like, if I was a hot dude and I worked at a sperm bank, I'd be like,
I'm doing you a favor.
let me just jerk it in here and you're going to have hot kids. Let me just tell you.
But look at him.
I was a great athlete. No.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't know. There's got to be some sort. They've got to figure out something before we actually stick this the semen inside of you. We're gonna do a quick blood test as the father is right there, or the semen donor is there. Hit that. Okay, it matches. Let's go.
I've just like
Because after this fuck up, dude, 1,000 people
Are pissed. Completely.
I think
I
might
mean, that's
wanna
their
be a part of
life.
this.
Like, it's hard to be embarrassed, but you can't be embarrassed because it's not your fault.
your
But
kid,
it is
though.
your fault.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't. Poor people, man.
Yeah.
That just sucks. Like, you imagine telling your kids, "Where's Grandpa? Where's Dad?" Well, Dad's dad.
Yeah.
Dad happens to be this guy. Like, you got a lot of cousins. That's a good plus. And then imagine the two of those cousins and the cousin, or two from the same sperm, now have sex or meet up. That you're actually going to have to probably check on who you marry now. Like, you're going to have to make sure you really are not related by chance
a lot
to
of
this guy.
humans,
Yeah.
a lot of humans are kind of inbred if you think about it. 'Cause think how long
absolutely.
we've been around. But the thing is, if you're directly inbred, look at rats for instance. You directly inbred those guys, they come out fucking. How do I explain it? Not all there in the head. They're pretty fucked up. So imagine doing that to humans.
Tooele.
Yeah.
Reminds me. No, I know
Yeah.
what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
It's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, for real. That place, Tooele is something. You just walk into walk into Walmart down in Tooele for a good hour, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Everybody in Tooele right now is like, fuck you.
I know
Christian.
you sack of shit. Good thing I don't have any friends in Tooele.
if they knew how to read a map, they'd come down.
Saratoga Springs, Chicago. Yeah, we're headed there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to quickly talk about Derek Fear's story. He told me the other day. Craziest fucking thing. This is the second story part I've ever heard about of this experience. First time was this. Takes his dog out 3 a.m. because he's got 2 giant, beautiful, gorgeous Dobermans. They have to go to the bathroom. He doesn't have a doggy door, so he has to get up at 3 a.m. Actually go down the stairs, open the glass door, let him outside. He's outside, and this is 3 a.m. and he lives. It's kind of hard to explain, but his backyard. He has a backyard, and then he's got his gate and a fence and stuff. He's got a fenced backyard, but that gate opens to a giant soccer field slash pool. I mean, like a pond, slash against the back of the woods in Utah Lake. So Utah Lake is right here to the right of him, plus these little backwoods, and then a giant soccer field, whatever here. along with other homes. And so at 3 a.m, he's doing this thing. All of a sudden, his dogs start just like freaking out at 3 a.m, which normally apparently does not happen. So he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" So they're all barking at this one crevice in the hole of this fence, and he like looks over the fence and he sees 2 red eyes staring straight back at him. Just at 3 a.m. in Lehigh, Utah, staring straight back at him, and he's not moving. And he said his hair stood up so fast. He's like, this thing's not normal. Like, this is not normal. This isn't a dog. This is, tall enough to look over the fence, a 5.5 foot fence, and stare at him with red eyes. Yeah. And he's looking at this thing, and it just stops, closes his eyes, and then it was the end of it. He's like, get, dogs, get the fuck in here. We're going inside. Shut the door, lock the doors, whatever. And he said he couldn't sleep the rest of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Then this just happens 2 days ago. The entire week he has his girlfriend living there, Kylie. And they're both staying there. And, this is a nightly thing. At 3 o'clock, it's either really cold in the house and the dogs want to get out or get in the bed with them and warm up, or they want to go to the bathroom real quick and they'll wake them up. So at night, again, 3 a.m, got to wake up. Kylie goes, the girlfriend goes down the stairs with the 2 dogs, opens the door. The dogs go out and do their thing, and they just start barking. But it's not a normal bark. It's like a bark like, I'm going to fucking kill whatever's on the other side of this fence. Mm-hmm. I am going to murder it. Like, it's not just the...
It's fucking...
It's like, this is it. This is death, or I'm protecting my house. And it's a different type of bark. Derek's asleep upstairs, hears this bark, and notices this isn't a normal bark, thinking Kylie's either in trouble or the dogs are in trouble. He wakes the fuck up, runs across to his office out the window, second floor story window, opens the window blinds, looks out the window, and he sees a fucking thing on 2 legs out in this soccer field, glowing eyes looking back at the house where he's at, looking at it, doesn't move, and then starts walking into the bushes, into the forest towards the lake.
Yeah.
That's it. And the girlfriend, he's like, Kylie, get the fuck up here. So Kylie runs upstairs. She won't look. She's like, I won't look. I'm not going to fucking look. No way am I going to look. I'm not going to look out the window. Derek's watching this thing on 2 legs. I said, well, could you tell? I'm like, what if it's just like a junior high kid? He's just out late. He's fucking around, whatever. He's like, dude, there are snow footprints. There are these things. It's not human. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he's standing on 2 fucking feet. No way am I saying it's Bigfoot. This fucking thing is a thing, though. It's not human. It's not some guys walking at 3 a.m. to go into the woods by the lake for no fucking reason when it's negative whatever, 0 degrees outside, for no fucking reason to go walk a dog outside, whatever. He said, my dogs were ready to attack. He has 2 badass Doberman, and I seen, you hear him bark, you hear a normal bark, but then you hear when a dog is ready to fuck shit up. It's ready to roll. And he said he was staring at a thing that looked humanish, walk into the fucking forest. He's got about 50 feet before it hits the forest from his house view window. And he watched this thing walk into the fucking forest towards the lake or whatever, into these trees. And he's like, what the fuck? So what I want to do, and, again, whether you believe this or not, whatever, Derek is I can't say what he works for or whatever, but he's a state official working type of guy. He's not lying about the shit. Derek could care less about this thing. But this thing it's scaring the shit out of him and his dogs. He's visually seen it twice. I am ready to fucking get one of those hunting cams, those infrared hunting cams. Oh, dude, somehow awesome. Strap it to his fence, and as something walks by late at night, it will start recording video. Yeah. Infrared video.
Bryce
I want to see this fucking... I want to fucking see this thing because... He says, dude, every one night of the week it's been fine, but that one night, dude, there was something there. And so what is this creature? What is it fucking doing? Is it eating dog food from other houses? Is it going to, I don't know, but he said, dude, it's not human. His hair stood on its end. He wouldn't be freaked out if it was a guy. He would just be going out there. What the fuck are you doing out here? Right. But he said this thing, he couldn't. He feels like different. He could not talk to it, and it felt different. Yeah. It actually scared the shit out of him compared to some teen jackass kid who's just trying to fuck around.
I'll tell you, I've got one for you. My parents' house, Lehigh, Camp Williams direction. I'm in their back porch. I'm smoking a cigar because it's late at night. I'm ready to fucking just, enjoy myself for a bit. I'm dealing with some shit. Anyways, I have the lights out because I love being in the dark. I love being in the dark because nobody knows you're there. You're enjoying yourself, right? So I'm out there smoking a cigar and... oh, man, just thinking about it now, just like seeing this shit. I look up and on the horizon of the houses, I see this green light. And it notices me notice it. Like, it saw me, saw it. It was weird as fuck. And it does this thing where it, like, swoops up, stops, gone, straight for Camp Williams. I'm like,
what is this thing?
I don't know. It
Like an
was
orb,
not
like a ball,
green light.
like-
Green light.
Huh.
I know other people have seen it because I've seen them posted on Facebook.
Derek actually has a good story about that, but it was the night the whole. Do you remember that? It was a few years back, probably maybe 3 or 4 years back, when the whole fucking Utah just lit up.
Yeah,
Like,
oh my
for
god,
10 seconds, it was
yeah,
the
dude,
meteor
that was cool as
supposedly.
fuck. I was
And it
outside
lit up,
smoking a
and it was gone,
yeah.
and it was black. But like it
awesome.
was day for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
There's YouTube videos.
So
of
fucking
it.
bright, yeah.
And then it was gone. And it was like, what the fuck? Derek has a damn good story on it, but you have to listen to that podcast with Derek and TJ.
I don't see that shit.
Dude, he has a crazy story about that shit. That it was a ball of energy, but that thing, it was the same night. He came home late, 2 a.m. to go. He was hanging out at some girl's house. Came home with another friend. I don't know if anyone knows Kenny Sperry. Hanging out with these 2 kids.
Yeah.
Going and about to walk into their door, and they look behind them and they see this. The light all of a sudden starts, but this light is like a ping pong ball,
Yeah.
where it's like coming at them and then going back, coming at them. And he said like time just froze, and this thing was going towards him, and all of a sudden time kind of froze, and he looked at Kenny and said, "This is the end. Like we're gonna die.
Yeah.
This is it." And if anyone knows Derek, they just know that this paranormal shit that means nothing to this guy. And then all of a sudden he said that like he just kind of accepted death, and this was about to happen. He was about to die, and kind of was like, huh? But they were kicking in their door trying to get in, and the guy who lived there in the house finally opened up the door and let him in, and this thing just kind of like, it kind of bounced in, out, in, out, in, out, and it flew. It was gone. And then that's when the thing happened. He called 911 and said, there's something fucking flying around. This is whatever. The 911 played it off stupid, right? They're like, okay, well, we made a report. Okay. Then, for some reason, 911 gives him a call back.
Yeah.
After they hung up and said, hey, it was just a meteor. Ignore it.
Yeah.
And that was it. And he said this thing was fucking 50 feet from him coming in, 10 feet, and going out 10 feet. Like, close enough that he was like, this thing's
We're done.
fucking like I throw a dodgeball at this motherfucker.
He also made reference that it was so big, like, you couldn't cover your thumb over it. It was, like, as big as holding both your fists together. Like, it was larger than that, so...
Yeah.
Damn.
That being said...
And if you talk to him, dude, he will tear up. Like, there's those people that
Oh, no,
oh,
like,
yeah, I've seen Bigfoot. It's like, this guy talks about, but he's traumatized. about it. Like, he experienced it, he doesn't know how to explain it, and that's what traumatizes him the most, I think. Yeah.
That's fucking
Weather
cool.
balloons, someone says.
Oh, dude,
It ain't
anybody
no
that blames on weather balloons
Sorry.
needs to be punched in the dick.
When
It pisses me
I've
off
never
so
fucking
bad.
seen a weather balloon. Yeah.
Braxton, goddammit.
Yep. But no, it's an interesting thought. That's all I have to say. I'm not saying it's true, it's real, it's whatever, but it's a weird experiences. Everyone has them, and the hardest part is when you experience them. You're always gonna have people who never are gonna believe you, and that's fine because so many people have fucked it up for other people.
I need to find out the experiment, but 2 guys, fishermen, 1970, I want to say 6. They call the cops because they had had an alien encounter, right?
Sure, yeah.
It freaked them out. What happened was, according to them, they told the police, yeah, dude, these fucking people came out of a spaceship. They, levitated above the ground, landed. And when they stepped out, they looked like their foot was a fucking elephant foot, and they had crab-like arms.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, was this
Hold
a
their
picture
asses
that
up.
I...
It was on Facebook.
Yeah, because I liked it. And
see that.
hold on, I downloaded it. It's right here. Okay, here's what I have. 2 men claim that they have been abducted by aliens with carrot-like faces and lobster
That's
claw
it.
hands.
Yep.
Local sheriff left them alone and
Left a recording with them,
and
dude.
secretly recorded them.
Yeah.
Expecting a hoax to be revealed, but they continued to discuss events
Freaking out, yeah.
with each other as if they were terrified.
Yeah.
Saying that they both had fucking really seen this. This was no hoax. Like, okay, we got the cop.
Well,
Like,
they
we're gonna get him.
dismissed-
Like, what? It's like they were talking about. We saw this shit. What
They were
the
trying to
fuck?
dismiss the dad because he had some whiskey and calm his nerves, but I've definitely drank a lot in my life, and I know when you get too fucking drunk where you start talking out your ass. I know that, but like, for
But
him
you
to
don't
keep going
talk
on,
out your ass out.
yeah.
like
Well, I
that.
mean, like, even then, like, for them to keep going after the cops are gone, like, yeah, dude, I need to go home, drink some more, go to bed. I can't fucking handle my shit. That right there in itself says something fucking went down.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
cool shit.
There's some crazy shit out there. As stupid as it is, like I wish I experienced it, but I really don't want to because I'd scare the shit out of me, and I'd be long gone. I'd be like, if there's stuff happening in this house, I'm selling it the next day, like that kind of shit.
Some Conjuring shit.
Yeah, The Conjuring. Now that's a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Mitch says it's fucking false because this motherfucker's had exorcisms.
I've never
So
seen it.
nothing scares you. Oh, you haven't seen it?
I've read the book.
It's decent.
Though.
Is that the one about? Hold on. The late? No, I'm thinking a different one. Is that's not the one that like they go and do this for a living and they help and assist people and they keep all the dolls and like certain things in that room?
No, like the book.
Which house was that?
Well,
or which movie was that? Was that the one that like these two people? It's a couple, a man and a woman.
Yeah, the Warrens.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Go on.
So, but I've read the book, and the book is actually written by the eldest daughter, Andrea Perron, and it's called House of Darkness, House of Light, I think.
Whoa.
And she said that like the events that happened at their house in Rhode Island, like continued to happen for like 10 years. You know, in the movie, it looks like they just barely move in. You know, they're playing hide and clap.
Shit.
That
Fuck
shit.
that.
Fuck that. I'm never playing hide and clap.
I've
But
never heard of it.
What is it?
Pretty much.
it's like hide and seek.
Yeah.
But you
like,
get the,
No, it's
Marco Polo.
yeah.
And as people clap, you have to go find them, but your eyes are closed. Like,
Yeah.
you're, okay.
Yeah,
and
fuck
something else who's not there,
Yeah.
not a human
Clapping.
person, is clapping back at them.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking cool. We should play that.
Yeah.
I would be down. I just don't think it worked. But
I don't think it'll
Yeah.
work, guys.
I don't know.
There, maybe in the mansion.
Yeah. But Andrea Perron said that, you know, this shit happened for like 10 years and like the Warrens actually did come and help them with the situation. And then I read, because like the whole doll thing is real. You know, it doesn't look like the doll in the movie. It's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Oh, God.
Which makes it like 10 times more creepier,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But when they took the doll, Ed Warren was having such a hard time driving home because the doll was in the car that he like literally had to pull over and like pour holy water on it and like draw a cross on it. And I'm sorry, but if you have any sort of spirit that's trying to talk to you, don't fucking invite it in to manifest itself in some material thing. Like,
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
I don't want to come home and have a doll like writing me fucking notes or like sitting up
I wouldn't
in my
mind
bed.
if
would
I
write
had a
notes?
doll like making me an omelet
Well-
or doing my laundry. That'd be all right.
Could you imagine getting up for breakfast? Thanks, son. Hey.
Well, if it's
Thanks,
a blow up
Raggedy
doll,
Ann.
you could have it give you a DJ.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind that. I
Just
love
put
a
in some
blowjob.
KY. Like,
Right? Get to work.
That's a crazy story. So what? I mean, what? So compared to the movie, you mean it just goes on longer? Than
yeah, it
the
just goes
experience
on
time?
longer. I mean, like they kind of downplayed the whole doll incident because, like, in the movie, they're showing like the doll's writing all these notes and stuff, and I think they do say that the doll had like tried to write with crayons or something.
Your mom, I believe, says that the doll is now in a museum under lock and key.
It's in their
Badass.
house. It's in their house.
Oh, so what they show in the movie is really what it is. Then.
Yeah. It's really in their house, and it
Oh,
says
they're still alive. Yes, no. One of them?
Lorraine is.
Okay,
Ed
husband
died.
passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Very
Lorraine
interesting.
is still alive, and like if you watch, I fucking forgot what it's called, but it's a documentary about the guy that was at the Amityville house. He knew the Warrens, and throughout this whole documentary, he's just an asshole. But the minute he gets around Lorraine Warren, he just like calms down and is like totally fine with her, you know. But they actually go walk in her house, and you see the doll sitting in the box, and it says under no
Where can you
circ-
watch this?
on Netflix. I saw it on Netflix.
What? Okay, what was it? Do you remember?
I don't
or
remember.
How would I search something like that?
Just fucking documentaries or like horror shit. I don't know.
But what was it? I mean, do you remember? It was about Amityville Horror.
It was about Amityville Horror
I can't
and the guy.
It's on YouTube.
He was a kid.
It is.
Yep.
What's it? Can you throw the link up?
Yep.
Okay, he's throwing up the link up, guys, on the chat. Copy it, play it. I mean, save it, whatever. Add it to your list.
For
Go
sure.
on.
But he like walks into the house, you know, and so they do like the whole tour of the house. But
This
Mo-
is. I'm done. The end.
no, but at their house is where they keep all of their trinkets and whatnot that they find from all these.
Yeah,
like,
because I saw that at
you
the
know,
end of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, during the movie, they show
That's
it.
too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
That would be hard to have in a house, but I guess that the hardest part about, and maybe Mitch can chime in on this, but just with me now experiencing paranormal, I've realized that I'm a god. And I know that's going to sound so naive and so stupid to some people.
Nope.
But in the sense of that, I'm a god, and God's a creator. I create what I want to experience, what I want to see, what I want to feel, where I want to go, how I want to do it, whatever. I feel myself as a god. That I am just a creator of myself and my own vision, my own world. What I see is what I see, and what I do is what I do. But in the sense of, paranormal, right? I can let it affect me as much as possible, or I can be the scared shitless, and then touching a Ouija board is going to, now I've got the devil inside me, now it's going to freak me out. I'm hearing voices, I'm seeing shit, I'm whatever. I work in a psychiatric place, can't talk much about it, but people talk about it. I see those exorcism movies, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, that ain't shit, because I've seen this in real life. And then you realize really quickly, back in the medieval ages when I said, he's got a demon in him, he's got the devil. I'm not saying there's no such thing, but what I'm saying is I've seen that shit, and back then that's very easy to explain that, he's got the devil in him, he must have a demon, he must be a bad man, but maybe he is just psychiatric, a complete psycho. He's hearing voices in his head. He's talking to himself. He has to draw things because the voices are telling him to draw it, and he has to say these things. I've seen it 100% full-fledged there. Little girls are talking to him, telling him there's this thing over here and that place over there, and I've got to draw circles, and this is the portal of hell, and Satan's telling me, and I'm going out in the backyard and pulling grass out of the fucking ground, and come here, come look. Don't you see it? It's the devil's face. I'm seeing and looking at this shit. I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like, your meds just got fucked up. That's all it is, to an extent.
That's
with
true.
some people. I can't explain it all. I'm just saying that I've experienced a lot of things that I come to that point. But what I'm saying is, when I'm a god, is that if I'm coming to the point of I'm a psych, I'm getting into paranormal stuff, I can let certain things affect me. Or I can control it and mean that I'm not going to let certain things affect me because I'm not going to believe in that thing and that it can affect me. And by that mean is if I don't let it affect me or don't let it whatever, to an extent, it won't affect me.
Turn that switch off. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
So, there's, when we see things and hear things that are beyond what we normally hear and all that,
sure.
There's the people that hear and see that shit all the time and they don't have an off switch. So it's like they experience that 24/7 without being able to shut it off. Could you imagine that? Imagine, seeing somebody you've known for a long time being dead, and they just won't leave you the fuck alone. Hey, man, I'm trying to sleep. I don't give a fuck. You're staying up.
Exactly.
That would fucking suck.
That would suck. You're right.
Jesus.
So the only way to get around that, we all have our own ways. Some of us have to get more violent and shit. And so if you have to get violent and tell them, hey, if you don't go away, I'm going to fucking destroy you, and you end up doing that, they'll be gone, but you might have just killed them on their level existence.
Who knows? That's what I'm saying. For me to pretend and sit here on this podcast I fucking know, guys, is a complete joke. Please do not take anything I say absolutely serious.
Experiment with it. That's all you really
But that's what I'm trying to do. In the sense of, if I took what I heard my mom and my dad and the church and all these other people said to me when I was growing up, Ouija board is bad. Don't ever use a talking board. Don't ever, that's straight to Satan, the devil. Then I stopped for a second and realized, there's no guy in fucking hell with these horns and he's sitting there making everyone burn because someone died in a car accident right before they masturbated. It's a fucking joke. I'm sorry. I don't believe in Satan. I don't believe in the devil. It's this giant trick to trick people into, please give us your fucking money. Just give us your money. And if you stop giving us your money, you're going to go to this place called hell. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Biggie Smalls is down there, but it's going to fucking suck. I promise. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in heaven. I believe in it right here, and I believe you can make your own here, and I believe in the same thing. At the second of your last minute sitting there on the fucking deathbed or ready to die, whatever that last DMT trip is, what you're believing at that moment, right? If you're in this religion, you kind of explain, your own heaven or hell, write this fucking down. Find this, Ryan, go to YouTube really quick. Everyone, copy this link that Ryan's about to throw up on the chat. If you're not listening on the chat, Google and YouTube this. I watched this the other day, and it's so perfect, so beautiful, and it's a 30-minute episode of The Twilight Zone. Fucking insane, because all it really is, I'm not going to talk about the episode much, but other than it's just heaven and hell, and it's a Twilight episode. All you have to type in is go to YouTube, type in just The Twilight Zone, and I believe it is the first episode to pop up. It's called the one you want to watch is called this. Just type in the Twilight Zone. I typed in the intro, but just type in the Twilight Zone into YouTube, and it's called A Nice Place to Visit. Holy fucking shit! Is it the most beautiful way of putting right now life and then also afterlife? In the sense, I can't talk about it. You have to watch it. It makes such perfect sense that if you're really watching it with a true intent, that it's absolutely beautiful and it will make sense to you and you'll understand it. If you don't understand it, it's kind of like watching 2001: A Space Odyssey. Did you know that psychiatric people use that like to understand where your IQ and your brain is? That what you got out of that movie is where you are developmentally wise, like within your brain, how smart you are or not, is what you get out of the 2001: A Space Odyssey. You watch it, whatever you get out of it is where you're at mentally. And there's so many friends that have watched it and they're like, that was a piece of shit. I'm like, you're a piece of shit. And it makes total sense now because now I have background evidence. What you get out of that movie and what it means to you. It's a very trippy movie. It's very whatever. You have to watch it by yourself. Amazon it. It's $2. You can rent it on video. I'm sure you can find it. You pirate bitches, which I'm guilty of. But watch it. A 2001: A Space Odyssey, classic fucking movie. What you get out of that movie is what really entails where your mind is in age-wise, how smart and how how much development you have throughout your brain. And psychiatric people still use that to this day. They'll say, go home, watch the movie, write some notes, let me know what you learned. They'll come back, they'll say a little, or whatever. You can go as deep as you fucking want. Have at it. If you've ever watched Love, Angels and Airways is my favorite band of all time. Angels and Airways has a movie on Netflix you can watch. It's called Love, just Love. Kind of the same thing. You can kind of get the same thing out of it. It's just a more modern day version. Beautiful fucking movie, beautiful music, but very trippy. It's just about a man who goes up into space, goes into the Space Center, or what do they call it? ISS, so International Space Station. Gets up there alone. Everyone else is back on planet Earth. He's having communication with Earth, and all of a sudden the communication with Earth is saying there's some war and there's some bullshit going down on here on Earth.
Good luck.
Pretty much. They just kind of say, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Bye. And then, as he's up in the space station, he's just saying blowing up of the, the world, and he's watching this shit. He's like, has zero communication with the world, and he goes insane.
I can imagine.
And when he starts going insane because he's by himself, he has to find things to entertain himself, to figure out. And that, it's kind of, in the sense, watching that movie is like an isolation tank. Because you just are by yourself with yourself, and you have to I've got to entertain myself. All right, what do I want to talk about? Why am I being an asshole? Why do I treat so-and-so like shit? Why am I doing this? Why am I not doing the things I want to do? Why am I not going on my career? Why am I not making more money? I'm worth it. Whatever you want to do. Your brain just starts talking to your brain and realizes it's just an organ that just thinks, and it has this giant caseload of files that you have.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it's crazy. But that movie, watch Love. Angels and Airways is beautiful. Tom DeLonge is fucking gorgeous. But the movie is fucking beautiful in the sense of it really is deep, just like 2001: A Space Odyssey. I suggest either or, but preferably 2001. Watch that one because that's the one that everyone talks about. And I learned a lot. And Mikkel watched it, but we both got different things out of it. It doesn't mean that I'm dumber than she is or she's smarter than I am. It just means that creativity or less, or you can watch it for what it is. Like, I don't get it. There's this red robot that talks to the fucking guy. I don't get it. If you've never watched it, fucking watch it. That's all I'm saying. And then, message me on my Facebook and let me know what you learned. I think that'd be cool to hear.
Fuck yeah. What about, you ever heard of Symphony of Science?
No, what is that?
Okay, so there's somebody that took autotune and made all these fucking scientific talks into music. They call it Symphony of Science, and my favorite one is Ode to the Brain.
Ode
to the brain.
Okay.
Fucking check that out. I'm gonna ruin it for you, but
is it like
it's got like
is
Carl
it a movie
Sagan
or a YouTube?
YouTube.
Okay.
It's just music.
Okay.
Like they have different ones, but they have like Carl Sagan, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I love him.
Just all those fucking physicists. Okay. And I'll run it for you. Just check it out.
Is it a video you watch?
Mm-hmm. It's a music video to the music the guy made. But I'm not gonna run it for you. Like as soon as you see that, you're just like,
Ode
Jesus Christ.
to the Brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Can you throw that up? Brain. Is this it?
these scientific talk. A lot of people, these physicists and all them, they do their talks and whatnot. And then some guy took all these talks and turned it into a music video and made music out of it. And Ode to the Brain is cool because it like talks about how, you know, your brain, like, we're actually capable of contemplating interstellar space and shit. And like that right there in itself, mind fucking blowing.
Sorry, keep going. No, okay. Well, someone, what was it the other day? I heard a thing on, it was Joe Rogan's podcast. He had a very interesting guy. I guess it's an expensive thing, but it's about $30,000, and they hook up all this equipment to your brain, and you sit in this thing. It can be like for 15 plus hours or however you really want. In a sense, it's not sensory deprivation, but they hook all these cool things up to your brain. You sit in a dark room, lay on a table, and you have these two speakers, right and left, you know, or whatever, and your brain creates music. The frequencies, like
they actually talk about
the
that.
Update, the up, the down, the up, the down, or whatever, and it starts making frequencies. And for the first time, other than sensory deprivation, in a sense, your brain realizes it's talking to itself. It's like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh my
Wait,
God,
I'm just an
talking to
organ.
myself.
I'm not actually Mitch. I'm not Christian. What the fuck?
Incognito,
and it
dude.
can make you so smart. You can learn languages faster. You can learn things faster. You can get over shit faster because your brain realizes, I'm talking to myself. Let's fight this shit out. Let's figure it out. And it's just like humming sounds, like. But your brain can figure it out because your brain is the one making the sounds out of the speakers. Trippy shit. It's expensive. Love to do it. I don't know where and how you could. Eventually, I hope it always will. That we could do this as a cheap. That normal people can do cool things like this because it's amazing.
Well, like
go on.
When you dream and shit, dude. Like they did a study on this too. Like they had one guy. They set him up on a simulator. Snowshoeing, through the snow and shit. And he did all right. But then they put him to sleep and they woke him up throughout the night. Like, what do you dream about? Hey man, I'm snowshoeing in this dream. Okay, goes back to bed. And the next day he does, I think it's like 95% better snowshoeing. And it's because when he sleeps, his brain realizes, hey, I've got a challenge I've got to complete. His brain runs simulations to figure it out. So it runs all these simulations. So when you do it again, you do it fucking way better because you've already ran it through your head.
Kind of funny thing, it kind of comes with this. I know people hate it. Some people do, some people don't. The Secret, the whole idea of the law of attraction.
Dude.
They've done things like that where they hook up, all the transmitters with Olympic athletes. They say, all right, just sit in this chair. I want you to run through your event, right? You're doing a whatever rally. You're running this dash or whatever the shit. And they'll sit there in the chair and they'll run their rally and they'll do their thing. And then they'll hook them up to the same equipment and have them actually do the event. Same frequencies of the brain going on sitting in a chair or actually running the event and doing the same thing, exact same spikes, exact same things, whatever. So the brain cannot tell whether you're really doing it or you're not doing it. And that's what I kind of threw out with the law of attraction is your brain cannot tell whether you have that product, that image, or that thing you desire, love, experience, happiness. It can't tell if you're really happy or not. But if you tell your brain and you are feeling it and you're like, I'm so happy today. Maybe you're in a shitty mood, but you stop for 1 second. It's like, I'm going to control this. I'm going to stop. I'm done. I'm happy. I'm going to be in a better mood. Things are just about to, something right around the corner is about to make this day so much better. I'm going to have a great day, yada, yada, yada. Your frequency will stop. It will change. Whether you mean it or you believe it or you don't believe it, if you can think it, you can achieve it. You can believe it. It'll actually happen, if that makes sense.
I'll tell you what. During high school, I was on the swim team, and our swim coach or whatever, he had us listen to like a mental program, and it's exactly what Christian was explaining. Like,
oh, I heard about that
on the tape.
I've always wanted to try that. Wasn't it Zen or something?
Zanshin.
Yeah,
that's like the trigger word for it, and like. The coach, he's made actually tapes for like schoolwork and all that. I'm using one now. I listen to it every night before I go to sleep.
Yeah, you got better grades. Didn't you get like an amazing GPA?
Yeah, like just to talk a little bit about it, during high school I was on it. My sophomore year, used it, thought it was all just crap or whatever. Didn't use it my junior year. My grades kind of suffered. I didn't improve as much as I did swim-wise, and I got sick a lot. Senior year, I decided, you know what, why not try it again? My grades started to get better. I was on the honor roll for the first time, which isn't that hard to do, really.
Yeah.
But it was an accomplishment for me. I set a whole bunch of personal records doing it, and my grades improved. Like, that stuff just totally works. Your brain just... Like, in the tape, it was like... it had us visualize like our race, for example, for swimming. It visualize you touching the walls, visualize you ending your race and being able to experience the satisfaction that you tried your hardest and then you got your best time. So all that stuff works. It's you visualize it, and like in my tape, it's like believe and let it happen. Mm-hmm. Like I had my swim coach talk about it. I just took a public speaking class at UVU, and my professor talked about it for like 3 days. She couldn't get off the visualization conversation at all. Mm-hmm. So all this stuff is like, it's legitimate, believe it or not, if you want to, but for me it works.
Here's the deal.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
it can benefit you or it cannot benefit. Either way, in no way is it necessarily. It's always in your favor, but it's up to you if you use it to your favor. If that makes sense. Like you can use it totally against you if you believe shit's going to go down. Like and I guess I had a hard time because I went and got a tarot card reading. And I suggest carefully going about something like that. Sometimes, whether you are ready for it or not, you can fuck over yourself because if you. What did you say?
I use them all the time. Turbo.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is I took what they said literally, and it kind of fucked with my head in a sense because I was like, oh, well, I have no choice of changing this, or if that
I have a
passed.
map of it, and it's fucking sweet.
So explain it real quick.
You need to study the cards first to understand what they mean.
Uh-huh.
So like this one, how's the rest of this podcast going to go?
Okay, let's do it.
Past, present, future.
Okay, so explain it real quick. Is it bad?
That's not bad.
Oh, well, it doesn't look good either with that face.
No, it's just interesting.
Okay, tell us.
So past is everybody's like kind of playful with it. We're just walking into it. I mean,
That's
we
true.
already know that.
Yeah.
Currently,
Our followers are detuning now.
yeah.
I don't
no,
probably.
you're right, like, yeah, they're falling asleep. They're falling asleep.
Guys, wake the fuck up! We're
And
almost done.
This one is everybody's kind of like indecisive. So by the end of the night, everybody's like, okay, we've got a lot on our mind. Let's fucking...
Dude, it's very true. We've talked about it so much shit. Think about it. We've
decompress.
talked about sex. We've talked about serial killers. We've talked about ghosts. We've talked about spirits. We've talked about tarot cards. We're talking about The Secret. We're talking about brain. We're talking about
Masturbation.
sex,
ethics.
which we haven't got
Sperm
into.
donor.
We actually, the craziest part is that we might actually reach our limit for the first time ever on this podcast. We have 19 minutes allowed left live.
Oh, shit.
And
We better hurry.
we have never so that's what I'm saying. We're going to rush through this fucking shit. But thanks for listening. If you still are listening, we're not done. We have 19 minutes left that we might try to pull off. We might make a record here, boys. But, no.
Yeah.
And girls. And girls.
Girl. It's Sam, I know.
Jeff, you've been so quiet tonight. You are tired. I can tell, dude. And that's fine. That's fine.
Sorry.
We need to go to a Grizzlies game again.
Yeah,
I went to a
that was
fucking
a blast,
Grizzlies game with this guy. He gets front row tickets. This motherfucker, Jeff McLeod, gets front row tickets. And they're just checking people up against the glass. And he's just sitting there smiling and thumbs up and saying the funniest fucking shit I've ever heard of. And Mikkel and I, we, of course, you know, buy the cheap-ass seats. And then we sneak behind these motherfuckers. And we're second row. Maverick center my ass. Anyways, we're sitting there and we're just watching them slam up against the glass, and like even some of the team, what do you call them? The opponent's team from California, whatever. Like we're smiling and like giving thumbs up to some of the girls sitting next to us, and we were just laughing so hard. But boy, I fucking love hockey. There's no better sport than fucking hockey, where you can beat the shit out of each other on ice. There's blades, there's skates, there's sticks. You can punch the shit out of each other. And then it even went down to showdown where there was goalie on goal, or whatever. Shootout. Best fucking
We've
shit
got
I've
to
ever
go to
seen.
another one of those. We should
Dude,
see when the next
they're
one
$10
is.
a seat if you go get them at Maverick. You can buy the cheap tickets. We should all go. Anyone who's listening you're obviously welcome. I'll officially find a date. We'll all go and we'll just fucking rally and yell and drink or whatever you guys want to do.
Did you see when that guy got his fucking throat cut by an ice skate?
No, I've never YouTubed it. I've
YouTube
heard about it.
Oh my god, fucking YouTube that.
Put the lube
It
up.
is cool as shit.
The blood just goes.
Yeah, dude,
Nuh-uh.
you can see a squirt from his fucking neck. Yeah, it was cool as
Jesus.
shit. Yeah.
Well,
that
that's
shit.
why hockey's better than football.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
They
why.
don't give a shit. They're
You
like,
can cut
I got
someone's
3
fucking
broken ribs,
throat.
let's play. They don't give a fuck. They
Yeah,
don't
no,
fucking
I
give
love
a
it, dude, and just the fights and just the intensity. It's hard sport to watch because you'll see them back and forth and back and forth and back. It's like fucking score, but when they score, it's so worth it. That fucking that train horn and shit. And we're all giving high fives to people we have no idea who they are. Like, yeah.
If you've never seen it live, go live. It's hard to watch on TV because it's hard to follow, but go watch it live. It's a good time.
Hockey blows any other sport away. I'm sorry, guys.
How long is it? 11 minutes?
Go
back. There's no point in watching it long.
That's pretty much all I've got. I don't know. Is there anything else we can talk
that
about?
One. Throw kill. Hockey players.
There's a lot of anniversaries today.
Anniversaries. Oh yeah. Let's talk about some anniversary. Okay, so Sarah's got some anniversaries. I know you talked about one. Go ahead. What's going on today? Well, today is what date, by the way?
It's January 27th.
27th. Okay.
It's the 47th anniversary of the Apollo 1 accident.
Okay, Apollo 1. Explain that to me really quick. I'm trying to know which one was that because I don't think I've ever heard of it. Maybe I did.
It was NASA's first
ever.
I think manned mission. I think.
Okay, cool. Where were they headed? To the moon, supposedly?
The moon.
Okay.
And so they decided they're going to do a test, and they put all the guys in space suits and everything. But it was just supposed to be a pressurized test. Mm-hmm. They didn't even think to have like ambulance, fire, anybody there. They
thinking this fucker's going to the moon. Yeah. Good luck.
But this was just a test. It was supposed to be like a month later they were launching.
Gotcha.
And they had a high like pure oxygen environment, and there's just a spark and flammable materials inside, and just
ignite.
Boom.
Yeah.
That
sucks.
But like one of the guys tried to get like the hatch open, and because of the design of the hatch, it had to be depressurized before he could open it. So pretty much they fucking cooked inside.
Oh, that sucks.
But they do say that they just like died from cardiac arrest because But they're like, their third degree burns like occurred post mortem.
No, they fucking fried like marshmallows.
But it took them 90 minutes to remove the bodies.
Could you imagine this? First off, how amazing would it be to be an astronaut with the nozzle and actually survive it, if that makes sense? Like, to do that, like, right? Fuck yeah, I was up there. Like, that would be amazing. There's a cool documentary. I don't remember what the name is exactly, but it talks about that it's like a giant blue dot, or it's all these people who have survived, gone to the moon or gone on the space station, survived, looked at this blue world that we live in or whatever, and kind of just talking about it, like, it's just amazing, man. I can't remember the name. I'm so bad with it. I just go to topdocumentaries.com. That's where I watch all my documentaries. But there's just some... that would be blow. I think that in our lifetime, have you ever seen the stuff on Virgin? The Virgin Galactic or whatever the guy Richard Branson's pulling out? Fucking, we're going to be able to honestly at least experience space for a little bit and then fly back down. It's this whole thing where you get on a plane, you get up in this kind of like coaster, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
But it's expensive, dude. It's like $1 million a plane ticket.
But for right now, eventually, I think later on, it'll be like a cruise price, right? Yeah. Like what you pay for a cruise. But I fucking do it. And by God damn it, I'm going to go to space by the end of my life. Or if not, die and toss me into space. I don't care.
Blue dot.
But I think it would be amazing just to experience that. Just to be fucking up. Yeah, I think so. But it would be an amazing thing just to experience space and just to float or just be on this dot, this giant world of blue, pale. I don't know, man. It'd be beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I think we could do it.
You heard about the families that are going to Mars, right? And some of
Is that for real? Utah. Is that for real?
That's what they're saying. But
do we
Utah
know when?
Family is up in the running to actually try and live on Mars.
I want to see it. I hope they're not Mormon.
Well, no,
because you imagine we start Mormonism on the Mars. No, no.
There's a lot of psychological tests they have to go through. Like, can you imagine trying to put fucking a partier on a spaceship alone? Like, that's not gonna work. You need a fucking hermit that can.
They're gonna kill each other. It's gonna be this giant kill fest up there.
Shout
you have to
out
get
my friend Brandon. He's a hermit.
Fuck yeah.
That would be very crazy.
That's cool.
Just to actually. I don't know. You could do, dude. The Twilight Zone is one of my favorite fucking shows. I know this sounds so weird, but if you go back and you watch some of those it is like the first and second and third season of those episodes. Damn, they don't make shows like that anymore. They don't make stuff that makes you think like, holy shit, or it could change your life within one episode. Again, the one hopefully you posted. Oh my gosh, that one is absolutely. It can be a life changer if you really think about it. Like I watched it the other day and really thought. Some of my pursuits and my things that I want to do, it's not worth it anymore. in the sense of it is like if you can get everything you want to get all the time. Imagine heaven, right? Heaven's this perfect place. I'm not going to give anything away, but in the sense of this thing, so-and-so maybe goes to heaven, and imagine just a place where you get everything you want, everything happens perfectly, there's perfect luck, everything, it can drive yourself to insanity in the sense of, and really, really rich. I think that's why so many people who are very extremely wealthy and all this stuff, again, they can honestly have anything they want. They can do anything they want. They can go anywhere they want. It's like this whole, it becomes insanity. Because there's no struggle anymore. It's this whole, well, I got it all now.
Not
to an
completely.
extent. No, I know. And watch it. I'll send you that thing, watch it, and then we'll have to have a deep conversation about it. Because that episode alone can change your fucking life. At least with me, it changed my life, and I don't want to do a lot of things I want to do because now I'm learning to enjoy more the struggle, the climb, figuring out why, and being glad that things don't always work out the way I want it to work out. Just watch it. That's all I gotta say. Watch it. I'm gonna do. I think this is about it. We're gonna head to bed. We only have 10 minutes left. I know this is the longest we've ever gone for sure, but I know a lot of you guys work the next day, and we're gonna fucking call it quits here. But I'm gonna hurry and give a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Elena Carden. Thank you for commenting on my fucking post. Thank you for actually having the gratitude and the positive attitude to actually go out of your way and to make someone's day. You made my day today. Thank you so much for that. I just want to say, people need to start writing on people's Facebook walls more. At least, I mean, it can honestly make someone's day, just the whole, fucking, I like your Twitter. I mean, I know that maybe didn't mean shit to you, but in the sense of, like, no one ever goes out of the way anymore. It's like, you post and share all your own shit, but no one says, like, hey, you looked good today. I like that T-shirt, or I liked your attitude, or thanks for the podcast, or I really liked your thought about this. What do you think? Like, and strike a conversation with the 5 of us here. We'd love to have some comments and ideas and talks, and we would actually just like to have a human fucking connection with one another. It's crazy, and everything doesn't have to always be digital. Invite us out to fucking dinner. I'm happy to take you guys out to dinner. I'd love to talk in person about deep shit. That's the only point. The only people I find intelligent anymore is anyone who actually has a fucking open mind, in the sense of, in a way, and I'm not discouraging religion or ideology or anything, but if you condone to one, this is it's like Google Maps, right? Yeah. A to B. I want to get here, heaven, right? There's only one way for me to get to there. Like, there's no option A, B, C, D. It's like, oh, I gotta do this. Okay, there's one way for me. I'm a kind of guy that I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna take a detour. I'm gonna stop at this gas station. I want to talk to, I want to go to a shady shit ass diner, and I want to talk to so and so for a couple hours. District. I want to do whatever I want to do, and I want to talk to all kinds of people, and I just want to be. I want to do whatever I want to do, and I don't want to take. I want to take the slow route. I'm gonna enjoy it, and if I get there, then I get there. If I don't, I had fun on the journey there, the road trip, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But I don't know. And so I like talking to other people who like enjoying taking a nice road trip. Like veering off. Or surround yourself with other people who like to take a detour here and there and have fun.
I agree.
But that's with me. So anyways, I just want to throw a shout out. Guys, start writing on other people's Facebook walls. Give compliments to others. The more you give, the more you get. It's really fucking cool. And it doesn't have to be just on Facebook. Give them to people. I mean, face-to-face means a lot too. But just be, don't be a cunt. That's all I got.
See you next Tuesday.
Yes, but okay. So that's my shout outs. I just want to thank my wife for putting up with me. God. Thank for Mitch and Sarah being on the show, Ryan Crockett on the show, and of course Jeff always being on the show. Guys, we're gonna try to move to possibly an undisclosed location. That is going to be a studio. It's going to be designated just strictly for podcasts. It's going to be an amazing place. It's going to be cool, I'm sure. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff there.
Absolutely.
And Jeff's is a shit. And Jeff is a busy, hard-working man.
I'm going to tap that ass.
Yeah. He wants to tap your ass. You know that? So
I'm pretty easy, so there's a good chance that'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good.
In the stink.
But that's all I have. I just want to thank everyone who's listening. I love you guys all. Big kiss. Jeff, you have any shout-outs or anything you want to throw out there real quick?
Nope. Follow me on Twitter.
Suck my dick. Okay, what is it? It's at 5ICK5.
At 6. Yep.
So it looks at 6. Ryan, you got anything you want to throw out there? Anyone you want to say hi to? A fiance who's probably not going to listen to this, but
sleep or something.
okay.
He wants to grab your boobs.
In a couple months. Mitch, you want to throw out anything? Are you good to go? Or you have a comment or a last word you want to throw out?
Jake and Braxton and everybody that tuned in. It was badass.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Sarah?
Yeah. Thanks, friends and family. There's two.
Yeah, your mom is badass. I would love to have her on the show. Any mom that would listen to this podcast,
This late.
I would be embarrassed if my mom listened to this
And
podcast.
she lives in Georgia, which is like an
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. Thank you for staying up so late. That's
Time
incredible.
zones, but it's like Thursday there.
It's like Thursday there. Oh, you're incredible. All right. That's it. Shout out. Thanks, guys. Big kiss. Love you. Goodbye. Have fun. Have a good life, fuckers.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.